This week on Humpcast, we get sexy with you. The future of Spider-Man and the MCU may be in trouble. The Matrix 4 is confirmed with Keanu and others returning. Guillermo del Toro brings us some more spooky shit, and Kristen Stewart may make you wet yourself. You're listening to Humpcast.
What the fuck? The hell was that?
Welcome to Humpcast, everybody. The show where a couple of buds
Hi.
get buzzed and talk about our fears over some cocktails, but not currently some beers because it's hot as fuck and we're not drinking beer right now. That's just the way it goes, I guess.
I don't drink beer.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
My name's Garrett Lee, and to my right is
Hey.
Ryan D at a sex change.
Yeah, he wishes he looked this good.
No, if
I
you're
don't think he'd look this good as a woman.
if you are
Not that I look great.
a
but-
returning viewer and listener, you can probably pay attention to our voice too. That is Miss Dani Inks.
That's me.
And we got some clutch
I'm
playing in the
here.
background here. I like that. I'll do that there.
Clutch. Hi,
Clutch comes in clutch sometimes, you know?
Clutch. You know, it's a thing.
It is.
People
Now,
love that fucking band.
today's episode is going to be a little bit different. We're trying out some new shit, new segments, new stuff like that. We're definitely going to get into stuff that we normally do, but also
We are?
some of it.
Well, because, I'm pretending to be Ryan, so I have to. All right, I'll pretend to be Ryan and be negative about everything.
Perfect.
And be mean about anybody else's different opinions.
I like your inflection just goes down. Like, oh.
Yeah.
It's like SpongeBob being Squidward. It's like, I'm Ryan.
No, it is.
I'm
I'm totally SpongeBob and he's Squidward. Think about it. It's kind of true, though.
I'm Ryan. I'm bored.
Yeah. And so he's watching this, or he's going to watch this or listen,
yeah.
and he's going to be like, I fucking hate you assholes.
He does. But he also loves us at the same time. So he's actually
Yay.
on tour. No, he's on the road right now doing
He's
some
on
comedy
tour.
shows. With
He's actually like working and shit, so we have to be supportive of him, which we are, very so. Which is why I'm here to fill in for his ass.
boom. That's a big ass to fill.
Well, my ass isn't that big, I'm sorry.
I was talking about his.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's not big enough to fill. That's why we should have had two of us.
They should have, but so
Fill
we're
the
doing
ass.
this later than
well,
usual.
I have boobs, though.
That's
I
true.
feel like my boobs are
it
enough
just-
to
it
make
works
up for
out.
the lack of ass.
It balances?
I mean, yeah, technically. Yeah,
Exactly.
balances. Sure.
No, just it's a little bit
Sure,
late.
it's a thing.
The usual suspects couldn't necessarily be here, and so there you go.
Well, I'm a semi-usual suspect.
Yeah, and thank you again for coming on. In fact, you know what?
You're welcome.
We got a shot.
I'm actually just suspect, just in
You're
general.
just suspect in general.
Oh God, we're doing a shot.
You get a shot for being here.
Oh fuck! This is I forgot that this is something that you guys do on the show.
Thank you,
Okay.
congratulations. Just like every episode, we start off the episode with an alcoholic beverage of some sort.
Motherfucking shot. What? I'm already drinking one.
I know.
Drinking one. We're doing shots.
Exactly,
Like,
but it's the same
this is why we're doing it
spirit.
at 10 instead of fucking 10 a.m. Well, we should have just done it at 10 a.m.
Well, yeah.
I had to work,
I don't
but-
think we'd be drinking any less.
Nope. Doesn't matter
honest.
what time we're drinking.
We
we drink
are-
no less.
We are drinking shots, Gran Centenario Añejo, as well as I put it in our cocktails with, you can see this is from our friend Rocio at Hard
Sponsor.
Frescoes.
Hashtag sponsor.
Hashtag sponsor. Sorry, my hands are full. Hard Frescoes. So I love it when she gives us
Hi,
stuff.
Jazz.
But this is one of my new favorite ones, the Guava Citrico. I've seen
Yes.
them in different liquor stores now too, so you can find these out there. Really delicious stuff. These are technically beers, but they're kind of like hard ciders.
Yeah.
Like they taste like ciders, but they're not technically ciders because they don't have apple. But they're 5% alcohol by volume, super refreshing, super good. And I actually use them as mixers to just amp up both the flavor and the
Oh, wait a
alcohol.
minute. So, like, the mixer has alcohol in it, too?
Yeah.
No wonder I'm already fucked up.
You're welcome.
Asshole. Don't warn me of that shit.
And then I also the cocktails are a mixture of tequila, the guava citrico, and
Snorted, shut
an
up.
ace and an ace pineapple cider. So
Yep,
that
that's
shit
the thing.
is delicious and refreshing. And cheers.
Delicious. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. All right. Here we go.
Boom.
Oh, God. Oh, you gave me the pink Power Ranger. Oh.
I love this. Yeah, Gran Centenario is like one of my favorite tequilas. The only other one that I have
that
that
one
I
made my nipples hard.
that's okay. Cool.
Wasn't ready for that. Okay.
The only other one that I have that I really really love, probably a little bit more, is the Don Julio 70. But this shit's bomb. It is the tits. Pew, pew.
Which is why it made my nipples hard, because it's tits. Pew pew pew.
I think I have something for that.
You do?
I have to remember where I put it.
Uh-oh.
There it is.
Uh-oh, I know what's coming. That's our thing.
It is a thing.
In case you haven't seen
I'm
us
being
before.
sparing with it because
Yes.
some people are like, "Why do you just make her shake her tits?" I'm like, "She
Oh,
likes
did somebody
to do
say?
it.
Oh, I love to do it. Yeah, I don't feel objectified when I do it. Don't feel bad.
She's the
if
one
you're a
that
woman.
did it."
It was me who started that shit anyway. It started as a joke and
So,
it continued as a joke.
Everyone can calm their collective
Yeah,
tits.
if you haven't seen me on the show before, that's kind of our thing. He plays the giggity giggity button,
And she's
and
super
I shake
fun.
my boobs,
Exactly.
and that's what I do. I think it's funny. I don't. Yeah, if I shake my boobs or refer to my boobs, it's not because I'm trying to be like, oh my god, look at my boobs.
There's
you
no
guys."
offense given,
No,
so there shouldn't
it's
be
trying
any
to-
taken,
I'm trying to be
motherfuckers.
funny and weird and silly,
Exactly.
but also get him views at the same time. So there you go.
People like it.
Yeah, people like it. It's a thing.
I guess.
It's really late.
I think every time you do it, everyone at home is like that.
And I love applause.
I like that.
Thank you, thank you.
Exactly.
You love me, really love me.
Right. So we're gonna actually jump into
Probably do shit.
our first new segment. Actually, we usually do the what did you do this past weekend? More like what do you have coming up? Because I know you are busy. You have a show this Thursday,
Busy
right?
Beaver.
So let's
I
knock
have a
those
show.
out.
I have a show this Thursday at it's a bar called the 3 Clubs in Hollywood.
Yeah.
When I say 3 clubs, people are like, 3 clubs? You're doing a show at 3 different clubs?
Oh wow!
And I'm like, no, it's called the 3 Clubs in Hollywood. It's on Vine and Santa Monica.
wow.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's called the 3 Clubs, and it's a cabaret. It's really fun, and I was asked to make an appearance as a certain rock and roll icon, and it was Janis Joplin. So I do play Janis Joplin on occasion. So I am going to be doing two different songs. You have to come to figure out what they are, or you could just private message me or text me, but I'm not going to announce on here
private.
the songs that I'm doing. That are, if you're a Janis Joplin fan, or if you just love to be entertained.
Also,
you came to the show
I did.
last time.
It was
a couple weeks
really
ago.
good, and I was
It
just
was really
curious,
weird.
like for people that don't know, because I didn't really 100% know what a cabaret was.
Yeah.
I had an
Yeah.
idea of what it was,
Yeah.
but I wasn't
Well,
sure.
It's actually technically a carnival cabaret.
What does that mean?
It just means like the old school carnival acts and stuff like that. It's just all random weirdness.
That makes
It's
more sense now.
Yes, it does.
I was like,
And
these
it's
are
super random weirdness, and cabarets are kind of thrown. Not all cabarets, but this particular one was just kind of thrown, not thrown together at the last minute, but they took a bunch of different fun acts and just threw them all together, which they normally wouldn't necessarily be in the same show.
Yeah.
But it's just everything, and we actually have different ones this time than what you saw.
Oh, cool.
Because
More or different?
More or different. Because 2 of our acts were replacement acts. Because the one girl couldn't make it, Trixie Little, and she couldn't make it the first week because she had a really awesome gig.
Good for her.
So she couldn't make it the first week, so she got replaced, and then the one act had a death in the family, so he had to go out of town. So we got 2 replacements
For the first week.
So
And then
this is the
this
second
week-
week. Yeah, so Trixie Little, and also it's a fun marionette show, and some some boylesque,
Like
and
NSYNC?
some burlesque, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. That was I love that. I love. Yeah, I used to know that whole dance. I don't remember it anymore.
I never learned the dances.
It's a very long time. Well,
But
you're a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I did have a guy
but we
friend
had this
who learned it all.
conversation though. I was into boy bands and shit like that too
Yeah.
because I
Well,
grew up.
you're a sister.
Not even just that. It was literally
You just
like
liked it.
the people that I grew up with listened to that, and I didn't know anything. My parents didn't really share their love for music.
Oh, that's
like,
right. We
like,
talked
yeah,
about
we talked
that,
about this.
yeah.
It was like my dad is actually really into a lot of old school rock and metal bands. Never
is
fucking
weird.
once
It's
showed
really
me.
weird.
Like the only time I knew was like he just played music in his car. I'm like, oh, you listen to that? I was like, literally known you my whole life, and I never fucking knew you listened to like metal or rock or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I listened to all that shit.
Yeah.
My mom especially. My mom was musical.
Yeah, my mom was more like Donna Summer and like Carole King.
Summer Donna.
But when I basically when I went to school, also my parents worked like really late at the time, so during the summer they would put me and my sister in daycare, which is different than a nanny. It's just a shit ton of kids, a whole bunch of kids locked in a room, basically. With people watching them, and so like there was different sects.
I don't think I was ever in daycare.
Different sects, and I was always the guy that like I just walked over to different ones, and I was just in different ones at different times.
Oh my god, that was my high school career. Like I literally would just bounce everywhere.
I was like, all right, I want to play sports now, and I was like a dude that liked to play sports, so we'd play basketball and football and all this shit. Like cool. Then I walked over to this other one, and they were all the poppy song people. They like listened to the pop music. Like I never got into her, but like they loved Mariah Carey and the Spice Girls and of course Backstreet Boys and things. And that's probably where I picked that up, and it's just carried over because
it's good to have.
I've never been ashamed of that.
Eclectic.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I got older, basically, I want to say 11 was the first time I really started listening to anything different than poppy stuff.
Yeah.
Just because I got introduced to it. Yeah, it's all about what you're exposed to. And then, like, my older brother, I think what happened was, like, I just never listened to him. He wasn't really home that much. He tried to be away as much as possible, which when I grew up, I did the same.
Well, yeah,
so
when
I
you're
never
a teenager,
really,
why be the fucking home?
Never knew. But the first CDs I ever owned, I think he gave to me. My first CD ever was Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. And
really? That was your first CD?
Ever. And it was just a burned copy that he made me. But then I heard him listening to like Smashing Pumpkins and No Doubt, and then that influenced me a lot because I really loved 90s alt rock.
No Doubt's awesome.
Yeah, and then I started getting into other stuff. Then it was like high school, like early 2000s, where it was a lot of that old emo stuff. So I like got into Good Charlotte and like All American Rejects.
Emo shit. I was never a fan of emo crap.
To this day, though, I still love My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, I never got into the emo shit. I'm like, you know what? Suck it up. Like,
no, I
suck it
I
the
agree.
fuck up.
There was a lot I never got into.
Sing something fun because none of us want to hear you whining about your bullshit.
Yeah,
actually, that's a lie because everybody wants to hear them whining about.
No,
their
they
bullshit.
love it.
Not everybody, but
like I think recently there's
about
been
partying
like,
and fucking chicks. Like, don't like sing about
Paramore. Yeah, I was in Paramore. There was certain things I didn't really get super into. Like
Love You, Jasmine.
And a lot of screamo
Steve,
stuff.
Hey Steve. I hope you're still.
Welcome to the party, everybody.
Steve. Steve has like the most eclectic, like taste in music I think I've ever met in a human.
Yeah.
Especially a male human. Mm-hmm. Like I know some women who probably have a little bit, you know. Oh, Lisa, hi Lisa, I love you too. Everybody loves me.
Congratulations.
I think it's just because
like
it's my birthday and it was my birthday last week, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, Dani.
Happy birthday!"
Thank you for
welcome.
you weren't at my party.
I was dealing with some stuff.
Yes, I know, but which I forgiven you for, but we still haven't celebrated it together. So.
Metal to pop.
Metal to pop.
Dude, I always so when
he literally like goes from metal to pop. It's crazy.
Actually, what I was gonna say is that there was actually a time period where I think there was a ton of like these cross genre experiences. Like there was like pop goes punk and like crunk like
Crunk?
different genre artists would try different songs. I was really cool. I really got into it, like a lot of that stuff. It was like
I never liked it. I'm like,
there was a few of them that were
stick to your
fun.
fucking road.
Some of them were really good.
Some of them were cool, but generally when that happened, it was usually like they took like, say somebody would take a rock song and just make it poppy. They would just do a pop version, which I hated.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that I really like. I didn't know there was like one where like Little John, and I actually really liked it. I think Little John did Ozzy or something.
Yeah, but he made it like his fucking music.
Crazy Train? Yeah, well, that's the entire thing.
But I don't like that. Like, it still sounds the fucking same. They just use the fucking setup of the song. Yeah. I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No,
so
I don't.
Were you always into the same type of music? You never?
No, I love
evolution?
different types of music, and I did. I had an evolution. I had everything. My little brother listened to a lot of like Ozzy and Black Sabbath and Metallica and shit, and so I got into that. So, and as an adult, I got more into it. When I was younger, I liked the boy bands, and I liked Spice Girls and
what was your favorite boy band?
Guess.
Is it the Backstreet Boys?
Yes, it was. The
Who was
Backstreet
your
Boys.
favorite Backstreet Boy?
It variated like all the time. However, even though it was usually like NSYNC against Backstreet, I liked them both.
Yeah,
I
same.
always had the same favorite NSYNC member,
Yeah.
but I didn't always have the same Backstreet Boys member. I went like I think the longest one that I liked the most was Howie, but I saw them live for my birthday last year, actually 1 year ago,
Yeah.
and in Vegas, and he was no longer my favorite.
Oh.
Seeing them live, I was like, oh. He seemed like he was, I don't know, maybe he was just having a bad day or something. He seemed like he was even though they all seemed like they were having fun,
Yeah.
he seemed like he was the one who was having the least amount of fun. Which is weird because, like, you know, he always seemed really fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was little like me. He was like the shorter one.
Okay.
Him and Brian, I think, were the shortest ones. But, like, I went through my phase where I like Nick. Everybody was fucking Nick.
Well, yeah.
And then I was like, and then
He was
AJ.
he was the
I think
slightly
AJ
longer-haired blonde kid, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. Well, like when I was a teenager, I think like he was.
That's that Leonardo I call it like the Leonardo DiCaprio syndrome.
I love
So it's like
Leo. I
him,
still love
Leo, fucking what's that guy that was in like Casper? What's his name?
Devon Sawa.
Devon Sawa. Everyone fucking loved Devon Sawa until he vanished.
Yes.
He's coming back
He's
though.
still
It's
around.
different. No,
He's still around.
he's actually he did take a break. Then
He just did that photo shoot with one of my friends.
Well, he started to do a thing. I think he just worked with either I think it was Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, he did this. I saw him on a podcast.
I don't
and it
know.
was
I
really
need to
cool.
be his friend.
Devon Sawa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met I don't know if you've ever met any of your like teenage crushes. I met one at the Rainbow Bar and Grill when I first started working there when I first moved to LA.
Yeah.
And I was horrifically disappointed. I was like horrified.
I'm a big fan of,
And I was
of
not.
never meet your heroes type thing. Like
You
every time
know-
I've ever run into somebody that I was like I used to be starstruck all the time. I was like, oh my
yeah.
god, so and so, and like it was usually Comic-Con where you can actually go up to
Oh,
them and
yeah.
talk to them. It was always just unless you're
Yeah.
talking to them as a peer or as someone who's really gonna work with them or,
Yeah,
or
I
get
don't.
advice.
Yeah, I don't care.
Going up to some like I fucking ran into I think what's fucking Elijah Wood like 3 or 4 times and,
Yeah.
and he just seemed like fuck this guy again.
Oh, I heard he's really nice though.
Well, no, I know, and that's what I'm saying. The only
He's
thing
like,
is
oh, this fucking guy. Yeah.
they're going about their day. So if you see them in the wild, quote unquote, you can be like,
Well,
hey,
who is your favorite celebrity that you've ever met?
that I've ever met.
That you've met, and what was your like favorite celebrity and experience? Like, yeah.
I learned pretty on to just keep my distance because I mean, one, I haven't worked with anyone yet
Yeah.
that is at that status. I think that I at least grew up with.
Oh, well,
and if
you-
I ever saw them, you know, I was like, you know, whatever, they're doing their thing. Like, I'm not gonna go bug them, even
Well,
at
I've-
conventions. I'm just
Well,
like,
I've had a couple convention experiences.
Yeah.
Even though like I've done horror conventions and it's always been like super like chill for me because I'm not like a huge like I don't geek out about horror. Like I
Yeah.
love doing horror.
Yeah.
But like on that level, I'm like, oh, I'm an actor and I happen to be doing horror films and I'm here. But I've met a couple people where we're like, oh, this is cool. But at the Rainbow mostly because I bartend and wait tables.
yeah,
at
you
the
probably
Rainbow.
meet or run
I've
into a
met
lot more
some
people.
really really cool fucking people. Like
And
really
I
fucking
and
cool
in the
people.
restaurant industry too, like. Okay, let me say this one. I never announce where I work. It's not like a secret. I just don't go out there. But like recently,
do.
John C. Reilly.
Oh my god, I, love
I
him
waited
so
on him twice,
much.
and he
Is
just
he amazing?
that's the fucking thing. He didn't seem and like I'm not saying that he needed to be. He just didn't seem that pumped just to be there. And I'm very polite. I didn't acknowledge. Like I didn't say, "Oh my God, it's John C. Reilly." I did the exact same thing I would for any other person.
Yeah,
to give great
that's
service.
what I do, yeah.
And everyone on the table was very like very social. They would
Yeah.
talk to me. They were talking to each other. And every time I walked by, like he just seemed kind of bummed. Not bummed necessarily, just not as energetic
meh.
as
That's,
meh.
yeah, I had the same experience with Pauly Shore.
Yeah,
And I grew up watching Pauly Shore, and he's really high energy. And I was just like, and everybody else, I had everybody else at the table laughing, and they
Yeah.
were having a great time. And he was like, hey, can I get another drink?
Yeah,
it
and
was
like just a normal person, but
cool.
like not even.
He was super polite and really
Yeah.
sweet, but like, I was just like, he wasn't that character, which I get. Like,
I
I've
get
met
that,
a
but
lot
this
of
is
people.
why I say like I'd rather talk to these people as peers or as someone working with
Yeah.
them. If I were to talk to
different,
him,
yeah.
if I were on set and he just happened to be there, and
It might be different
it'd be
than like if
probably
you're
extremely
like a
different,
server
but,
or bartender.
Yeah, exactly. But you kind of build up something in your head where it's like, if you meet this person, they're like, hey, they're gonna be like fucking Wreck-It Ralph or something. Hey, what's up? Blah blah blah. Like,
Steve says don't ever approach anybody at the Rainbow except for Ron. Ron Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
He loves to be approached. He's like the nicest person.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and like
he's a porn star, but like he's still really a nice person. He's smart. He's really smart.
The only time that I actually enjoyed, like really enjoyed just randomly walking into somebody was I met. Okay, 2 times. Jason David Frank, who played Tommy, the Green Power Ranger from the original Mighty Morphin.
Oh, and I have the pink one.
Yeah, I met him, and I actually
enjoyed
like having a 2-3 minute conversation, and it was cool.
Yeah,
and
I heard he's
ran
really
into him.
nice.
And then Adam Devine.
Oh yeah, I think you have a picture of that on your Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Is he weird?
I was like,
is he a
might be my
complete
fridge.
psycho?
No, he's just super cool. Like, he seems like how he seems on television.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
yeah, and I think that's the whole thing. If it's like, if you're cool or you seem like how you are on, in at least interviews, then sweet. But I mean, I don't want to run into people and just like, take them out of their own day, because I know there's so much where I'm walking around. Yeah. If someone were to stop me, like I'm like.
Well, the difference between you and I though, I wait on a lot of celebrities at the Rainbow because it's a famous place.
Yeah.
And like, so I have to interact with these people. Like, I'm not bothering them. Like, this is my job. Like,
definitely.
I'm actually the opposite of bothering them. I'm bringing them alcohol and getting them drunk. So of course they love me.
People don't come to my place to party.
Yeah, well, they come to my place to party.
Yeah, I think if I.
Oh wait, we're reconnecting.
It's done that a few times. It might still be.
Why
going.
is that doing that?
I have no idea.
No, don't die.
It might be fine.
Don't die.
Last time it did this and we were still live, it just wouldn't stop.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, well,
just keep going.
Yeah. So, but like, I've met so many people at the Rainbow, like it's ridiculous, and like I have different favorite interactions for different reasons.
Yeah.
Some are fun, some are weird, some are just because I'm a huge fucking fan and I geeked out like really hard, even though I kept it all inside. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I do this, but I keep it all inside. Who's texting me? Oh, Steve. Oh, hi, Steve.
The same
He's
Steve.
harassing me. Yeah, he's harassing me. I love it when Steve harasses me. Yeah, it's fun. But my favorite, so I have a couple different reasons. Like I think my favorite celebrity to talk to and interact with was probably Dave Grohl.
Oh yeah, well, Dave Grohl seems like he definitely.
Dave is like the coolest fucking shit. Like he's the fucking coolest. But I think my favorite as far as like a fangirl.
Yeah.
I fangirled out about Tim Curry really hard. And I got to meet him and take a photo with him and kiss him on the cheek. And I didn't even ask for the photo. The lady that he was with insisted after I told her that I was a fan. And she's like, oh, you have to do it. So I did it. And he's Steve, get off your phone. I'm texting you, Steve. What the fuck? So, but yeah, he said.
Keep commenting,
Steve. Yeah, Steve. Comment on here so I can see it.
Yeah.
But Tim Curry was the coolest, and he was real sweet, and he was like almost surprised to hear that I was a fan, which was super fun.
He's like, oh, you've seen my work.
He was like, because the lady that he was with was like, this is Dani, and he's like, I know, she's our waitress.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, she's a fan. And he's like, you are? Really? And he was like surprised. I was like, of course, I fucking love you. Like, I didn't say fucking, but I was like, oh my God, I love you. You're like amazing. And I love you. And so we took and she was like, you're taking a photo. So she insisted, which is the only reason I did that. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. Normally I don't ask.
Yeah, I never ever.
I didn't ask for one with Dave. And then because the three that stand out are Dave, Tim, and then one of my favorites recently is Post Malone. Because I was never a fucking Post Malone fan. Not that like I didn't disliked his music. I just never got into it.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's a young guy. Like I'm not really into like such newer music. He's so young. Like, and I'm like, he's young. He's a
like
rapper
23?
dude. He's like, I think he's like 23-ish. When I first met him, or whenever he first started coming to the Rainbow, And I first like kind of talked to him. He was, I think he was like 22.
I think that's the whole.
He was a baby.
That's one difference from being in the industry is like going to the Rainbow. People are trying to go out and have fun. My restaurant, they're trying to have a nice dinner either in a group setting. Sometimes it's business meetings, or with their significant other. Yeah, like I've met Zack Snyder too, which is like a great director that I wanted to talk to, but he was just talk like and that's I'm very receptive. If you want to talk, I will talk with you. I will talk your ear off because that's being a bartender too. Like even when I'm serving, I have that ability. Obviously, like I will stand there and as long as I can and talk to you. But the thing is, if you don't seem like that's what you want, then I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. Like I'm the person that's like I pick up on whatever you're gonna do. Yeah. Whatever you want me to do. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, yeah, that's. I think that's a quality in a good server or a bartender or any really customer service.
Yeah, sometimes
person.
Someone just wants to be left the fuck alone. Yeah, just please give me my alcohol.
Read the room, motherfuckers. Read the room.
Exactly.
Like read it.
It's very important.
You know, it is because like there's some tables that
Yeah, not even just customer service or anything like that, but
fucking bothered
in all aspects of life. Same thing if you meet somebody walking down the street. Sometimes it looks like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah. Nice to meet you. Versus it's like, oh, hi, like I'm running late, like type of thing. Like, just read the room. Exactly.
I had a customer who came in tonight who he's in town like a few times a year. Mm-hmm. And the first time I met him, I guess I sat and I talked to him for a while, and he was having a really bad time. I didn't really know how bad of a time he was having, and I wasn't busy, so I sat and chatted with him and talked to him like a human, like a friend, and got to know him a little bit better. And he was so every time he comes back, he's like, dude, that was so awesome. Mm-hmm. And and he came in tonight and he was like, dude, I just want to tell you, like, that was really cool. And you sat and talked to me and made me feel better. I smile a lot, so that helps. A lot of people are appreciative of the fact that I smile so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of people don't smile. But if somebody's not smiling at you, do not tell them to smile, especially if they're a woman. Do not tell them to smile. Just don't. Make them smile.
I was gonna say make them smile, but give
them a fucking reason to smile.
It's gotten to that point where you have to really choose your words correctly, because there's been certain situations where I never wanted to tell someone to smile, but I was like, I want to make you smile, or I like your smile, or I like it when you smile. Yeah. But it's like,
that's totally cool. Like if you make them smile or they smile, you're like, oh, you have a really nice smile. That's a great compliment.
Yeah.
But you'd be like, why don't you smile more? You should smile. Smile for me. Smile. Like that makes me like dance, monkey dance. Like no, go fuck yourself. Like. If I don't want to smile, usually if I'm not, especially me, if I'm not smiling, you're giving me a reason to not smile, motherfucker.
It's you, bitch. It's you.
Hello from Vancouver. Hi.
What's up, Jeffrey?
Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
Boom.
Nurse. Dave. Oh yeah, Dave is like super humble, and like he's just the coolest. He's fucking cool.
Nice.
Like, Dave is awesome. But the third one was Post. And Post is like a giant fucking 5-year-old that's 6'2" or however fuck tall he is with tattoos on his face.
Yeah.
Like, he's just this, like, dorky, like, laid back, like, down-to-earth kid, you know? And I'm like, you wouldn't think, especially somebody of his stature. Like, he's fucking, like, he's one of the biggest names in fucking music right now.
Yeah.
And especially when you're that young, you'll let it get to your head. And he is not. He's the coolest. Like he's like the sweetest. Like,
and I think that's why I like so much of his stuff. Like, his music. He's really cool. I like his music, to be honest.
He made me a fan of him.
Oh, good. Yeah. Of him. Mm-hmm. Got it.
Well, also, but he made me like because I was a fan of him as a person.
Then you got.
I was like, I'm gonna get more interested in your music because before I was like, I'd hear it on the radio and be like, oh, this is good, but not that I really gave two shits, like But now I'm like, oh, good for you.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Personality goes a long way, especially nowadays where it's like you're really out there a lot. So you kind of get to know.
People can share their stories about you on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter like that.
So-and-so came in and he was a dick.
Yes, like now.
I think a lot of people are afraid of that, and that may be why they're...
I will tell you you're a dick.
No, I think a lot of celebrities might be afraid of that. Maybe. That's why they're so... If they're not going to say something funny, they're not going to say anything at all type of thing.
Yeah. My thing is I judge you based, especially when you're famous. Yeah. I judge you based on how you treat your fans because they are the ones who got you there. Yeah. It's because of your fans you're rich and famous. If it weren't for your fans, you'd be nothing. Absolutely. Like literally nothing. Mm-hmm. Also, how you like tip and treat your wait staff.
Oh, definitely.
Like if you have millions of dollars and you don't fucking tip, especially if it's an open bar.
Yeah.
It bugs me so bad whenever I hear stories, like horror stories about people who are like millionaires who are like obviously famous and have a shit ton of money.
Let me ask you a question then. Very hypothetical, but very subjective.
I love questions. Go ahead.
Good.
Yeah.
You are a famous rich person.
Yes.
And you go someplace because your friends invite you out. It's a very chill spot. You get horrible service. What do you do?
Me? Yeah. Personally? Oh, I still tip.
But how much?
I tip 20%.
Okay, just because you don't want to
20 is
deal
decent.
With...
Like 20 is like, I feel like 20 is the going rate. However, because I already have money.
Yeah.
Money's not an issue. Like these people, like that I'm speaking of, are like.
But you're getting
so
horrible service, so that's what I'm saying. You'd rather just give them 20% and be like, I don't want to deal with this.
But anybody else, like overtip like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I started. So me as a server, I start at 10. Like the worst service I've ever had, I've given 10% to.
I don't think I've ever given 10. It's 15 is like the minimum, and then if you're horrible.
Oh no! I mean like
one place I've given no tip, but that's the worst possible thing. Well, and I was with somebody, and they were like, I think that should be.
Well, that's the thing. I've
we
never
had 5
given
times
nothing.
for the check.
I've never given nothing. The least I ever got when she was like rude and horrible to us and gave us the worst service was like 10%. And that's the thing. You have to also look at your surroundings too. And is she flustered? Is she running around? If we got shitty service, but she was really nice and you could tell she was flustered as fuck, I'm still giving her 20%. She fucking ran her ass off. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
well, that's the thing. You can kind of
if you're
tell.
Rude
I'm
to
talking
me
about
and you're shitty to me.
Horrible that you could tell like there's no reason for this to be this bad.
As a person, I still like won't tip less than 10. But unless you like literally like look at me and call me a fucking bitch and you hate me and I'm a whore, whatever. That's like happened. That's oh yeah. I've never actually had that.
We've kicked people out for once they get to that level.
Yeah. But like no, I'm talking about a server. A server doing that to you. Then that's never happened to me. The least I've given for really, really terrible service was 10. So as not a rich person, I started 10, like no less than 10. So as if I were rich, I would give them 20% if it was horrific. And then I over tip like stupid. Yeah. Like ask my friends. Like I over tip like crazy. Like my
Jeffrey's
friends
saying over 40% for tattoos, but we're talking about right now for more service industry. Like that's the weird thing too.
It doesn't matter.
There's
like,
so many
different.
And there's so many different like things. So it's like how much you would tip like your masseuse is different percentage wise than your bartender, which is different than your tattoo artist.
All fucking
which is and then it's like then there gets to the point where I'm like, who am I supposed to tip?
Yeah, I just tip everybody at this point.
Who am I supposed to tip? Some people get offended by it. Some people don't. Usually in America, nobody gives a fuck. They're like,
America, people are like, give me more money. But in other countries.
Like, other countries, they're offended by it. Different places. And so it's like,
totally a thing.
I'm like, what is... Like, I have to look up... If I'm going to some place that I usually don't frequent, then I'm like, do I tip? And how much do I tip? Yeah. Like, I used to always go to car washes that were the express car washes where just the machines.
What does that mean?
It just means like the machines.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like you drive in, you get attached to like a little thing that pulls your car. You go into neutral, and then the machines do that. And that's just because I've had shitty cars my whole life. I didn't care if they got scratched really. Then I got my new car, and I'm like, okay, I need to take it to some place where they hand wash it.
Yeah, but and then do you tip for that?
That's what I did. I Googled, like, do you tip people that hand wash your car? And you do, according to Google. And then
you tip everybody. My dad actually taught me to tip my mechanic.
Okay.
Like, and when I moved out here, I remember tipping my mechanic, and he was like, "Why are you giving me extra money?" Oh. And I'm like, "Because my dad always taught me to fucking tip. Like, you're a mechanic." And he was like, "Oh, well, thank you." And I was like, "You're welcome." But not a lot of people think that and know that.
Also, as a bartender,
I tip everybody.
No, definitely. But as a bartender, I mean, if you sit at the bar, you're watching your bartender make your drink. I do that. It's kind of subconscious, kind of not. I count. Because if they don't use jiggers, I'm like, how much are you giving me? And obviously, if it's a strong pour, better tip.
Exactly.
But if they under pour, I'm just like,
welcome to. Well, also too, you have to watch the depending on the spigots that they have.
I've
the
worked
spouts.
with all of them.
Yeah, they all suck. And no, they don't all.
I watch the flow.
Yeah.
And
okay.
obviously, it's not to a T. But you can tell the difference
like,
between a 6 1000 and a 4 1000.
Like, are you being super exact, or are you like, like at the at the Rainbow, we like pour stronger drinks because it's fucking rock and roll,
Absolutely.
And depend on who the person is, like, like,
yeah, you've been with me
I will count normally, or I will count slow.
Most of the time, I order well drinks just because it's like I don't really give a fuck if I'm doing that. If I'm doing a nice cocktail, that's very different. But if I'm doing like a tequila and soda, then I'm just like, whatever you have, I don't give a fuck. Or a gin and tonic. Yeah. Sometimes I'll go for like the nicer stuff, but if it's like,
I'm
about to party,
I'm a liquor snob.
I'm not trying to spend $100 on just my own drinks.
Oh my god, that sounds like my life. Like,
well, I'll go out and I'll spend $100 on drinks for people. Like I go out
just for me.
For just me though, like that's why.
Yeah. I'm also a girl too. Like I get a lot of drinks for free.
Congratulations.
But thank you. It's the boobs. Like,
if I walked around with fake boobs, would I get drinks?
No, you won't, because that's weird. I mean, if you went to certain bars, I'm sure.
What if I identify as a hot ass bitch?
Some bars you would get all the drinks,
right?
And some guys they'd be like, "You're weird, go away." So it just depends.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, Jeffrey, like tipping cash, always tipping cash. It's always a thing. We have to declare shit, like we just always do.
Yeah, of course. You have to declare something. Certain restaurant, like probably the thing I had to get used to the most is the job I'm at right now. You have to declare everything. Yeah. It goes through them and it goes to your paycheck, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I get a lot more than I get other places. So
I love Steve. If your drink is a triple, you tip accordingly. He knows how I pour his drinks.
Oh, okay.
Steve comes into the Rainbow.
That goes along with exactly what I was saying earlier, where I was like,
when you come into my bar,
if you're like, hey sweetie, what do you want? I'm like, give me like just tequila on the rocks, and you're just pouring for like 12 whole seconds. I'm like, I like you.
Also, yeah. Also, too, like if you ask for a strong drink and don't tip up front, you will not get that.
Okay.
Unless your bartender is dumb and has never experienced somebody like you. Because in my life, anybody who says, hey, make it strong, I'll tip you good. Anybody who says they're going to tip you good does not tip good.
Most people don't tell me they're going to tip me good. I've gotten make it strong, and I'm just like, okay, Dick, I'm going to make it the exact same way.
Well, when people say, oh, can I have it strong? I'm like, do you want me to charge you for double? Because I will. Would you like a double? I'll get you a double, but it's twice the price. Like, yeah, don't be a dick.
Usually what I'll do is once I get like a rapport with somebody, I'll be like, hey, what's up? Can I get this drink? I'll pay in cash.
Yeah.
Then they can choose whether or not to actually charge me for that drink, or keep all the thing. Yeah. And that's just a thing.
That's just a thing.
It happens.
Well, I feel like we've talked about bartending enough and tipping enough. Fucking tip. Oh my God. Hi, Jessica Cameron.
Hi, Jessica
Cameron. How are you, Jessica Cameron? What about coupons in restaurants? You need to be tipped. So, like, yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm out of the coupon world.
Can we please talk about sex now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I don't have an intro song for this. Usually I have songs for different segments, so fuck it.
You don't have a sexy song?
I know. I have songs to play in the background. I don't have an
sexy
intro song. What do you mean? No, not an intro song. Because also we get pulled. We'll get pulled if...
We should definitely not have sex right now. We should definitely not have sex right now.
I'll come up with a song. An intro.
Complicate the situation.
If you guys like this segment, I'll come up with an intro for it.
Yeah. If you like the segment, it's a segment.
Exactly.
Or we can just do this as its own thing.
Exactly. We've been talking about this for a while. This is just going to be a little bit experiment.
This is experimental, kind of like my love life right now. Very experimental.
So hit her up.
Right now. My love life in general.
If you got some new shit for her to try.
Yeah,
but we asked earlier on Instagram and Facebook and other platforms and shit if you had any sort of relationship, dating, sex questions that you would like to answer. We've gotten a lot of good ones, and we're going to go through different ones. And it's cool because you have two single people that are obviously different genders. And
obviously different. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty masculine.
My boobs are nowhere near as big as yours.
Oh, see, I was talking about me being masculine. My dick is bigger than yours, actually.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. It's a motherfucking fact. I have a giant dick.
And so we have different perspectives.
It's always the small ones that have the big dicks.
It's just tiny little girl with big boobs and a
I have
ginormous
tiny
baby's arm in her pants.
I do. It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
She ties it around her waist like a belt.
Oh, I was gonna sing a song, but I'm not going to because that's offensive. Yeah. Let's see if we got any more questions last minute. I'd like to see, but I think we're good.
All right.
I don't think we have any last.
We got some
minute
good
questions.
ones. And then of course, if you're watching live, feel free to literally put any questions.
Yeah, you can totally text it or
in this. We're gonna be going back and forth to different ones.
I'm pointing right here because this is our screen right here, and this is where they come up. So if you say dating do's and don'ts with Dani, drunken.
Also known as quadruple D.
Wait, you have a love life? Of course I have a love life. Jessica Cameron. I have a love life. I do. Well,
I'm sure she does. I'm sure. Yeah, right?
It's been interesting lately.
Here's a spoiler. No one...
Oh my God, Jess. Fucking Jessica's like, of course you referenced Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Of course. That's like every time I talk to you, you talk about it. You somehow showed me a video that was almost exactly like that from a completely different thing. Okay.
Oh, so that's a good one. Let's start with Steve.
All right, we'll start
that's a fucked up question.
Right here. So the question is, what's the etiquette on Plan B if you're just friends? Is it Dutch or the guy should totally step up asking for my friends? I like that. You want to start? Because
you are not asking for your friends, Steve. I'm just saying.
I have an immediate answer for this one.
Oh, go ahead. As a guy, you go ahead.
As a guy,
from a guy's perspective.
If you're just friends, first of all, if you're actually friends, like you actually have had
legit friends,
like not just a one night stand type of thing, but if you're, I'm going from just friends.
Yeah.
You should always offer and be prepared to pay 100% for.
The thing is, Plan B is not that expensive.
It's not. It's like $50.
Well,
right?
And also, if you go to Planned Parenthood, you could probably even get it for.
You can get it for free, but you can get it at Target for $50.
Can you? Is that a thing?
Yes.
I guess I've been in a relationship too long.
From experience, yes, you can.
That tells me so much about you.
And also, I mean, it kind of depends on like how it came about to be. Is it one of those?
It's the same as condoms. Like it's the same. Like, do guys buy the condoms or do girls? As a girl, I always have condoms in my room.
As a guy,
in my little sex room.
I always have condoms in my room.
And I always have one in my purse, at least one in my
bag.
purse.
Exactly, same.
Like,
smart people.
We're fucking like on it right here. We got this. See?
Well, that's the thing.
It's the same.
Same in the sense that if you're being prepared, you already have it. So, but if we're going out on a limb, like there's two scenarios that I see for this. Is one with
just two, really? Okay.
Well, there's two main ones.
Okay.
The first one. Accidents happen. Maybe a condom ripped. Maybe you couldn't pull out in time. Maybe something.
Pull out method is not where it's
no,
not
it doesn't.
A thing.
No, but that's not what we're talking about.
That's not a thing.
I agree, but it's not going to stop people from doing it.
No, that's true.
Or trying to do it.
Pull out method is. I mean, it's something that people do.
So there's that one where it's just an accident.
Oh, sorry, I'm just reading the comment.
Oh, we're not gonna get into another question until after we answer this
one.
Let's stay on this stay on target.
Okay. Yeah, no, but I'm reading the comments about it. The guy should totally pay for the whole thing unless it was the woman insisting to not use a condom.
That is the second one.
Yes.
The second one.
She's so smart.
I've had this where it's literally like a just do it type of thing, and I'm like, I don't have a condom. It's like it's fine. But that's both parties if you don't have one. But if she's like, you have one, but I don't use them, fuck that. Those are two different scenarios. That splinters off to this.
If you don't have one and she doesn't have one, not if you have one.
From a certain experience, there was
you
literally a thing.
You can insist on using one or not have sex because I've done that.
There's been this thing where it's literally been kind of, and this is why I said because you're friends, you probably talked about it ahead of time.
I would hope so. Well, how good of friends are you?
Well, there's been times where there's been no condom available. We didn't want to. Stop doing.
Well, you know what? It's your own goddamn fault for fucking somebody who's not your boyfriend without a condom. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm assuming with a friend you know them enough.
I have a lot of friends in LA, and a lot of friends I would never fuck without a condom. Half of them I wouldn't even fuck in general, but still.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. These are judgment calls. We're going on the scenario that
all
they're friends.
About judgment calls.
These are scenarios where they're both friends. I'm assuming they know each other well enough.
Well, I love that.
And they think that they're clean.
That's true. Jess made a really good point, though. Also understood you're saving a lot of child support payments, so consider yourself
Yes,
ducking lucky.
$50 the day after is much cheaper than
Yes, exactly.
18 plus years of
Jeffrey says, as a guy, I pay 100% of the time. I love that you're buying a lot of Plan B, apparently, Jeffrey Mickey. It's all about
right?
spending time together without any expectation.
Done it once. No, I take that.
A grown man should
twice.
always have condoms. Thank you,
Yes.
Lawrence Jerome.
Yes, you dirty
You are
fucks.
you were awesome. Pull out works. If it doesn't, the guy is 17 years old. Fucking Steve. I can't even with Steve. I fucking can't with Steve. You have the best comments all the time. I think you should always just comment
Another
on
thing
this show
too,
all the
and
time.
I've looked this up. Some people, so pre-cum's a thing, obviously. I'll put that out in the world. Pre-cum is a thing.
Pre-cum is a thing.
Some people.
Hashtag pre-cum is a thing.
Some people, not some guys, not every guy, have sperm in their pre-cum. So even if you're not coming, you're still actually having sperm come out while
Even if
you're
you're
having
not
sex.
coming, you're coming.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. So even if you're
Just like when I'm getting
On
ready.
your-
I'm coming.
a,
But I was still technically getting ready still. So
even
I
if you're
wasn't
on
my
your
way.
game, it doesn't necessarily mean you're safe.
No, it's true.
So
It's true. Like, it's, you have to be 100% safe. And I feel like the gentlemanly
gentlemanly thing to do is to say I got it.
Pay.
If they say no, let's go halvesies. I find no problem if they bring it up to be like, if that's what you want.
No, but I'm the opposite. Like,
But
I'm
but would you be
if-
the one to ever say no? Let's go halvesies. That's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
this person,
No, I'm the one because I'm a fucking asshole. I'm like, fuck you. I'll do it myself. Like, I got this. It's fine. I
No,
can
but-
afford $50 fucking for Plan Goddamn B.
no, but why
But,
are you so angry about it?
That's what I mean. Like, it's like,
This
unless
was
guy,
a choice. This is what I'm saying. These two friends chose, hey,
Unless a guy is
we're not
like-
gonna stop and get a condom, and you're gonna come inside me.
Well, and that depends. Like, how drunk was I? Because the thing.
That wasn't in the question. Let's just
Okay,
assume
well,
it's
okay.
completely
All right.
consensual sober sex.
Well, I feel like if it's consensual,
Sober.
if the guy is sober sex, is
And-
that a
and-
thing? Sober sex?
yes,
that a
it
thing?
is.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, weirdo.
All right.
So consensual sober sex, and let's say this is my thing.
Fake
If the
news,
girl
if
says
you're not in high school,
if
you
the
know
girl
how to
says
control
come
it.
in me, that's straight up like we know we're gonna go get some Plan B after this, so
Yeah.
just do it. That's when I'm still the gentleman.
Yeah, Plan B. Yeah.
Still the gentleman, and I'm saying, yeah, I'll get it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But then
should.
they say, no, I got it, or no, I told you to do it. Then I'll say, fine, let's go halvesies.
Okay, so
Usually that's not gonna be a problem.
So I think of Plan B as kind of going out to dinner with somebody.
What?
Like when you're no. Shh, listen to me. I don't mean it that way, but listen to the rest of my comment. So like if you're on a date with a guy,
Yeah.
some girls just expect the guy to pay, and some girls don't. I always offer to pay my half, or buy a round of drinks or something. If the guy says no, I got this.
Yeah.
That's cool, and I actually very much appreciate that. But I'm always prepared to at least pay for my half of the meal.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Makes
Always
ton
be
of sense.
prepared to pay for half.
I think that's what it is.
However,
be
and it
a good
also-
person. Always be prepared to pay for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Be prepared if you want to accept a halvesies type of thing.
Well, yeah. Well, also,
I would say
yeah.
this as a guy on a date. I never expect the woman to pay.
Yeah.
And if she offers, I'll say no. But through a relationship, there can be things worked
Oh,
out.
well, yeah. If
where
you're
it's if
you're in a relationship,
don't worry. Yeah,
it's
relationships are very different. I'm talking
If
about
you're
dating,
dating somebody,
and friends. I'm all about halvesies. If you're, I'm that's it. I don't care. We're not dating.
Yeah, but are you having sex with this friend, or are you just hanging out with a friend?
If you're having sex with this friend in the interest of going forward into a dating relationship, then that's a different thing. If you're
Yeah,
just
that's true.
friends,
If you're straight up just friends who happen to
friends
fuck
with
sometimes.
yeah, friends with fuck, friends with benefits who essentially
Yeah.
have that agreement, because that agreement is very, very important.
Yes.
It needs to be established ahead of time what the boundaries are,
Yeah.
and what you want to do. Then
Yeah.
I'm 100% fine with halvesies.
So, Jess, I'm that girl who expects the gentleman to pay. She's like, raise his hand. If you have an allergy, If you have an allergy, you need to carry the ones. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. If you are the one with the allergy, you need to carry condoms that you're not
Allergy.
allergic to.
What are we talking about allergy?
Well, oh yeah. So like they're talking about a latex allergy because some people do have that.
Yeah. No, yeah. If you have an allergy to
Yeah.
any, especially condoms, you need to be.
Yeah, you need to be the one responsible. Otherwise, but it's also on the girl too to be like, oh wait, you're not using a condom. Go fuck yourself because you're not fucking me with that thing.
Absolutely.
And I know Jessica is this girl who will absolutely 100% say that. Like she could be so incredibly attracted to a guy. The second he's like, oh wait, I'm not using a condom, she's like, well then you can go fuck yourself.
Absolutely.
Because
who the fuck on their first date's like,
that.
oh, I didn't bring a condom?
Well, not even first date, but like it could be like 3 or 4 dates in. You still don't know that person 100%.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about like, and I wouldn't dare. Maybe that's just my own personal thing. I've had sex with 3 women without a condom. 3.
I thought you were going to say in general. I was like, oh, honey, like we need to talk about this.
Okay.
You are not 17 anymore.
The ratio is very different. I'm saying without a and 2 of them were my girlfriend.
Yeah.
One of them I was very good friends with.
Yeah.
And we had that agreement, and we obviously got tested and shit prior and after.
Well, that's cool. It's all about communication.
I think that's the main thing.
Biggest thing, especially
the biggest
friends.
thing is communication. If you're not talking about it, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Okay, wait. There's more comments.
Here.
Well, you do it.
I don't know where you wanted to go.
Just go up a little bit. Oh, okay. La 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 la. Bullshit happens. You know. Raise his hand if she's that girl.
Instinct is a man.
So Jess always expects the guy to pay if you're ever gonna date Jess.
Wait, for everything or for
everything?
Are we still talking about Plan B?
No, we're probably anything.
Everything. Okay.
I don't know how many times she's used Plan B. We're really close friends, but I never asked her that.
As a date, like that, I'm that guy that would pay for everything. However, in a relationship, there's conversations going. I'm like, you're making money.
Well, my thing is like if it's considered a date, I feel like the guy should, especially if it's
just because like
date,
for everything all the time.
Yeah, no, for everything all the time. No, that's Jess. Like she's
that's your
dating,
prerogative. There you go.
If she offers, it's sweet and we take notice. If she doesn't, then just being a gentleman, old school, have some class.
Yeah, and I'm very old school in that
If
sense.
a guy tells you that a latex allergy and you believe him, you're hilarious.
What?
So if a guy tells you he has a latex allergy and you believe him, you're hilarious.
I have a latex allergy. I can't wear condoms. So
well,
let's just
and
do
that's
it.
Great for you, but
go get a not latex.
Go get a non-latex.
Go get a lambskin.
I don't know, lambskin. Has everyone dental dams? Well, dental dams are different.
Yeah.
They're not the same as a condom though. They just don't.
I've never had sex.
The pregnancy
with
thing isn't a thing, but they're still STDs. Like with dental dams. But just for everything all the time, she expects a guy to pay all the time.
It's very
She's
nice.
that kind of lady.
And that's fine. That's the whole thing.
That's the kind of lady
but you
that
have to
she
understand
is.
that.
And she's very upfront about that.
Then you say that on the first date, and then that gentleman can then decide to go forward or not.
Well, in her defense, she usually dates guys who are a little older, old school. You know what I mean?
Even necessarily old. I am old school as fuck, but if once we get into a relationship, I'm like, if you're making money, where's that money going? If it's not for something.
And also it depends on like who's making money and who's not too.
Well, that's very old school where it's like stay-at-home wife-esque things.
Well, not necessarily because nowadays I've dated guys who make way stupid money, and I'm a bartender. Like I'm not rich, but then I've dated guys who like make less than me.
Yeah.
Because I make good money as a bartender, but like they are broke. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like it's a thing, you know. But
no, I guess that goes.
Oh
to
wait, there's so many. I love when he's.
Welcome everyone.
I love guys that are old school.
I love that. Welcome to Humpcast Hump Talk. Because
Hump Talk.
We're finally every time I'm like,
you're motherfucking welcome, Humpcast.
Boom.
I'm just saying.
Every time I'm like, oh, I have a podcast. It's called Humpcast. Like, oh, it's a sex podcast. I'm like, no, it comes out on Wednesdays. This portion of Humpcast is a sex podcast.
It absolutely is, and I think it always should be.
Yeah.
With moi.
We'll work on it.
I think there should always be one segment a month with like.
At least
a girl that it's talking about sex.
Well, that I really always want to have that diversity. The whole hard part about this
Nobody
is
wants to hear two guys talking about sex. I'm sorry, they just
I
don't.
would never in my
I
million
love you
years.
and I love Ryan and the two of you talking about comic books.
Ready for sex talk with me and Ryan?
Fucking adorable.
No,
don't no. If there's not some kind of girl involved, like no.
I want
My threesome would be fine if just the three of you talking.
Yeah.
Threesome talking wise, not actually having sex. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants
and we're going live from my bedroom. So it's I love having different perspectives, but there always needs to be someone there who I guess the easiest thing to say is at least one female, one guy.
Yeah.
I try to keep it as balanced as I can.
Well, that's how it should be. Well, like Jess says, like about the dating thing, she's she's incredibly upfront, and they're usually older than you, way older than you actually, Garrett.
Yeah.
And far more successful than her. Also note she's still paying for her own life, apartment bills, all that stuff. Plus, somebody brought it up recently to me.
Yeah.
Somebody brought it up recently to me. Girls have to spend money on their hair, their nails, their makeup, all this shit. You say have to, like girls don't have to, especially in fucking LA. If you're not wearing like a really cute dress, makeup, shit like that, like you kind of have to. I'm just saying. Come to Pittsburgh. Rob, I lived in fucking Pittsburgh.
I'm not gonna go to Pittsburgh anytime soon.
Don't tell me how. Don't go. You'll hate Pittsburgh, Jessica. Jessica Cameron, do not go to Pittsburgh. You'll hate it. You will hate Pittsburgh with the fire of 1,000 passions.
I think it would be very interesting to have Jessica Cameron come on this show.
I tried to get her to come on, but she had shit to do.
All right, fair enough, but we might be able to work out a future
if it's
dates.
the sex show, she'll go on and she'll be hilarious.
Jessica,
Nobody will stop her.
I'm inviting you on this show at some point.
He's officially inviting you.
Whenever it works for you, I want to have you and Dani on right here. We're gonna have a threesome chat.
Yeah. So like Jess, like that's her. Like she spends hours getting ready for a date, so she can look good and make you look good as a guy.
Yeah.
You walk, especially like an upper scale guy, like he's going to an upper scale thing. Yeah. He doesn't want to go with a girl with no makeup on her hair and a ponytail and sweats. You know what I mean? You are different. You're younger. You don't go to these high-end fucking places. Like, you know what I mean? You ain't so fancy.
Don't walk around my pinky up.
But that's the kind of guy she dates, though. Like, she dates those guys who don't want girls like that. And if you're not going to, like, just take a girl out for pizza, like, and just, like, but Netflix and chill is the whole thing. And I recently did that for the first time. It was terrible. Well, it was actually kind of fun, but it was also weird. Another week, so I'm going there. Oh, wait. What?
Toy Traders. I don't know what that is. Sometimes the chat goes so fast that I can't.
Yeah, I can't read it. Oh my god, yes, the toy traders.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I have an idea what that means.
Guys, can you please tell me what toy traders means? Because I don't know what it means.
We need to know what
Jessica
toy traders
Cameron, what does toy traders mean?
Also, is Jess cool? They call her Jess. Some people aren't. It's weird.
No, Jess. Like she's my best friend. I can call her fucking Jess.
Okay.
They relish having a well-maintained lady on their arm and happy to be adored. No, that's true.
That's fine.
Toy traders, that's a thing.
I've always been, and I've told you, but I'll tell the world. It's like I'm much more of I like powerful women more than the arm candy.
Which is why we're friends.
It's never been my thing. Is arm candy?
Yeah.
If I want to be the guy that like,
Slight,
oh my god,
redheads.
It was like, did you see that woman like fucking did that thing or like whatever, and like, oh yeah, and her husband's here, and it's me. But I also do my own thing.
Steve appreciates a girl who goes out like casual. It's who she really is. It's nothing to do with effort or not. But it's all about. It's not like. But that depends on where you go too. If you're the kind of person who likes to. Oh, it's a toy place in Vancouver, the Toy Trader.
Oh well, I've definitely
like sex toys. Jess, I'm assuming it's sex toys.
I've never been to Canada.
No, it's full of collectibles and stuff. Jeffrey.
I was thinking sex toys too. I just got my passport last year, and I'm trying to decide where I want to go next. I've been going to Mexico a lot. People really like going to Mexico, but I want to go.
I've never been to Mexico.
Never been? Do you have your passport?
Yeah.
Let's go to Mexico.
All right, cool. We're going tonight to Mexico. It's a thing. We're actually not because we both have to work tomorrow.
We're going to Mexico. Thank you very much for listening, everybody.
No, don't go. No, we're not leaving. No, we're not leaving. Turn that off. We still have sex to talk about. I am way too white to go to Mexico. Have you seen the skin? If I am in the sun for longer than 2 seconds, I burn.
Wear some suntan lotion.
Like I will turn as pink is this cup, only redder. That red Solo cup over there that you guys can't see.
Yeah.
That's how my skin will look.
Is it?
Not that I have anything against Mexico because I kind of really want to go, but I would have to wear the most giant hat.
I've only been
all the sunscreen.
I've been to Cabo, which is very touristy, and I've been to Rosarito, which is also pretty touristy.
Wait,
but
pleasure chest good for a first date weigh-in? No, not a first date. That's like a fourth or fifth date, Steve. Depending on who it is.
That's actually exactly what I'm saying. I've been with people that are like I've been on a first date with somebody that worked at a sex shop, so that person would be fine to go with to the pleasure chest, like.
Oh, Mickey, no.
Well, actually,
yeah, he offered to take her to the toy place, but it wasn't sex. No, he got embarrassed.
Oh.
No,
but that's cool.
Yeah, you saw a shot glass. She asked what we were drinking. You obviously didn't come at the beginning of the podcast.
As long as you come in general.
Say it because I don't know how to pronounce it. He's saying it.
Gran Centenario Añejo Tequila, 100% agave, is one of my favorite tequilas. Aside
tequila.
From Don Julio 70. And so, on that note, we're taking a shot.
Oh, Will's commenting now. Jesus.
Hey, Will.
We're not taking another shot. No.
Half a shot.
All right, we'll do half a shot because that was way more than a half a shot.
No, the top is bigger
than
the bottom.
Way more than a half a shot.
The top is bigger than the bottom.
Oh my God, are you talking about me now?
You shouldn't.
Why are you talking about me? It's true. Shit. All right, we're doing shots. Jess, you should be here doing shots with us. I invited you, asshole.
We should move on to a new
new question.
After this shot.
New question after this shot. Oh, I need more ice. Jesus.
I'll get you some
ice. Yeah, so, all right, new question.
You want to pull up some of the ones that we had?
No. Does size matter?
Yes. That's a question we got. So let's start with, does size matter?
See, Jess, she should be here. Her bad. Okay, so my question is, does size matter? And it seems like there's mostly guys commenting, but there's Jessica too. And I, being Jessica's best friend or one of her best friends, I know her opinion on this. I'm not, until she says it, I'm not going to say it out loud.
All right.
But
Jess, type your response.
Danny, Fred, and Shelby say hello. Hi, Rob. Hi, Fred. Hi, Shelby. Yeah. Hello. They should all be watching this shit because I'm hilarious. But they're married and have been married for 150 years, so they don't really need to know about sex or dating.
That's not true.
I know them. Trust me, I know them. They don't need to know anything
just
about sex.
being together because I know plenty
They're
of
fine.
Old couples that are like
relationships, maybe.
What?
Relationships, maybe. Like I don't know. They're pretty solid.
Okay, fair enough.
I wouldn't say they would.
Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Danny. Does size matter?
Does size matter to me?
We are to.
Oh, no, I think I put myself on the spot.
To you, and then what do you think a general answer would be, as well as, and we're talking about penises, guys. We're not talking about. Well, no, we could also, if we're going with a general thing.
Well, okay,
boobs.
all right, yeah. Let's say does size matter?
Does size matter?
Guys, girls. Because guys, unless you're gay, you don't care what
I have
other
a lot
guys'
of gay friends
penis size is.
I thought you were talking about boobs. It's
no,
I got a lot of
penis.
gay friends that love boobs.
Of course, you're thinking about the penis, and I'm thinking about the dick. That's it. Okay, so Jessica, I think every woman has her minimums, but the most important aspect is how the man uses what he has and pleases the woman using all attributes that he has. That said, if you're below a woman's minimums, not much can make that work. Find someone whose minimums fit you. So, that
makes sense.
Yeah. So some girls have a minimum. Also, different. Girls are different. Some girls don't really care about sex as much. I have a friend. This is not Jessica Cameron, but I have a friend who does not give two shits about sex.
Another friend.
I have another friend. I have so many friends, you guys. I have friends. I definitely have friends. But I have a lot of friends.
Like me.
Friends, friendly friends. Yeah. I have all the friends. But I have a friend who shall remain nameless, who does not like sex. She's not a fan of sex. I know, right?
Okay, I'm not saying what in the sense that I know that I don't know they exist because I have met them. Yeah. But it's always how is that a person without there being? Do you know if there's been some sort of trauma? No, there's definitely maximums. Yeah. I've actually met more.
Yeah, so that's not me. That's definitely. I just said it wasn't you, Jeff.
No, so I've met more maximums than minimums.
Jess loves her some sex. I'm not saying she's a slut. I'm just saying she loves.
No,
sex.
We all love sex.
No,
except for the.
Except for my friend that I'm speaking of right now.
most of us really love sex.
Most people like sex, and I feel like a lot of women especially haven't had good enough sex or sex with people that they trust enough.
Yeah. And to
love it as much as some of the rest of us have.
The mental part of sex, I believe, is more important than the physical part.
Oh yeah.
You can have
it's totally a mental
even
thing.
just going back to the whole size thing, if you love a person so much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying it as my point. I've literally made my ex-girlfriend orgasm with a look. That can be done.
Lucky fucking her. I'm just saying, like, good for you.
I'm literally not trying to grab. Like, I don't know, but this is going to my point. Is what I'm saying is that mental.
God, I love you.
The mental portion of sex is actually more important than physical. In all honesty.
I've also really, really, really liked guys who were terrible at sex, and that was a deal breaker too.
Oh no! If it doesn't work, that's a deal breaker.
Well,
I'm not kidding. I'm not saying that.
It doesn't work, but like
no, it doesn't.
To
me, you have a relationship. A relationship needs to have both a physical, mental, and spiritual level. And if one of those does not work, it's not a good relationship.
No, it's true, and I feel like it should go like all over the map.
Yeah.
Because like I've dated guys who are good at the sex part, but like, have you spent any time like downtown? Like, no. Okay, so you don't really care.
Which I'm actually kind of
like,
curious.
Boom, 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 boom. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
There's a time and a place for that kind of sex, but like if you can't get me off, you know what I mean? Like I dated this guy once. Like we fucked like bunnies, and it was fun, especially because I was drunk most of the time. And just like hard and fast and great, but like never made me come. Never made me come.
And that's the whole thing. Is
and
like,
I'm like, okay,
you got
so
a big dick and you don't know how to use it, then you're just bad.
Well, it wasn't even necessarily a big dick. It was like it was a decent sized dick.
Whatever.
And it was fun. There was hair pulling. There was all that stuff. I'm not getting too personal on here. I'm getting really personal right now.
It's kind of what we signed up for.
That's kind of what
segment.
The point is. Look, dude,
Lawrence, I kid you not, and I told you,
dude, I think
it's not something.
Shit.
It's not. No.
I think she faked it. I'm pretty sure she faked it. You guys.
It's happened more than once, and
I think she faked it.
I'm just saying. It's not something that I've tried to, nor have I replicated. It's literally how you feel about a person.
That also too.
If you really truly like.
Well, yeah, but I've been in love with guys like deeply emotionally
and that's
invested
different.
in this guy. He looks at me. It doesn't mean I'm going to come right
and
when
it
he looks at me.
doesn't mean that it's for everyone. Like,
She's like.
I'm saying that how you think, like there are people out there that can ejaculate.
Some people can
without
actually.
moving.
I have a friend, like one of my besties, like from many moons ago.
Yeah.
She's like she can come really fast like that, depending on the guy. And I'm like, dude, lucky you. Good for you, girl. I'm a tough egg to crack. So there you go.
And as a dude, there's certain turn-ons and turn-offs where it's like this is just not working for me, and sometimes it's like this is really good. I need to hold up. Hold up. We're gonna slow it down.
It also too has like for me anyway. Like it depends on like the drinking level or the drugs. Like if I've been on drugs or drinking or whatever. Like. Yeah, I'm a tough egg.
That's
to
why
crack
going back
anyway.
to going back to the sober sex thing that you probably said as a joke, but either way, even if you didn't,
I totally said it as a joke.
Yeah, I'm just saying I prefer sober sex personally.
Yeah. And generally I do
like
too.
morning sex. Morning sex to me is probably some of the best sex. My only thing to that is I like to get up, pee, and brush my teeth first.
Well, yeah, you want to do all that stuff. I always, well, you definitely want to pee first. Don't be like.
I found that I come faster when I have to pee.
Well, yeah, because you want to get it over with so you could go pee. It's true. It's a thing. Oh my God, it's But
the thing is, I just feel better that way. Like.
Yeah. Well, so okay, I don't think either of us have really answered the question about size.
Oh, okay. So. Do you want to give like a definitive answer for you?
Well, I know for a lot of my girlfriends, they all have their limits. Like Jess said, like I have a minimum, I have a maximum. There's been guys who I've either just been friends with who I happened to see their penis or like I was with, and I was like, oh, what are you gonna do with that? Like, I don't know where that's gonna go because that's like, what's that gonna do? Like, there's nothing. Like, what's that gonna do? But I also was in a relationship for almost 3 years with a guy who was not overly well endowed, but I was also very young too.
Yeah.
I'm also a really small person. Like, I'm not a big human. I'm 5'2".
I don't
So
find that has
I'm
much
little.
difference in my experience with
I
different
do.
partners.
Well.
As far as like
Yeah.
the actual size of the person doesn't
Well, I feel
necessarily
like it's.
seem to matter.
I feel like it's like. So I feel like it's equivalent to like, hey, he's a big fucking dude. I bet his dick is big, and then it's not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I have giant fucking friends who are 6 feet tall, who are girls, who have giant vaginas, who only like to date guys with big dicks. And then I have other girlfriends who are 6 feet tall, giant fucking bitches, and they like were like, oh, this guy who was not big at all like made me come like 150 times.
And then the
Like,
opposite
you know
goes
what
where I
And
know
the opposite,
tiny
yeah,
girls that are like,
exactly.
all I do is date dudes with this big of a dick.
Yeah, no, I like for
And I'm like,
instance,
what the
I'm
fuck?
not-
That's the size of your arm.
I'm not going to name any names, and he's probably not watching, but if he were, he'd probably be like, name me now, bitch. But, like, he...
Is that
like,
his voice?
Name me now, bitch.
Now,
Like,
bitch.
yeah, exactly. It was kind of like half Darth Vader, half like, you know. But I just happened to see his dick. Like, only because, like, I don't know.
What?
I just happened to see his dick. Like, there was not in any sexual situation at all.
Then now, why was it out?
Because I like nudity. Like, it's not that I not like it. Like, when you get like drunk and you're like,
Here's my
everybody's
dick.
naked, and like he was like, I literally looked at his dick. I was like, where are you gonna put that? That's huge. Like, where?
Yeah.
What? No. And I was like,
Like, that's as big as my arm.
I'm really glad I'm not dating you, but like it seriously was as big as my arm. I'm like, what's happening? He's like 6'5" and he's like giant fucking dude. Like,
And then also there's little dudes with giant dicks.
oh, dude.
Like that's the whole thing.
It surprises you.
I think that's the whole thing. There's stereotypes.
That's a pleasant surprise.
There's stereotypes and
Well,
they're
no,
just kind
but
of
like
there.
stereotypes are a thing, but like I'm actually talking about
They're
like
not a
actual
rule.
dick size.
Yeah.
And like this guy was so fucking big, and I was like, dude,
Let me ask you this: Have you ever
what? That's a lot.
have you ever been with someone that you were like, no, too big, and then also the switch, no, too small, like you stopped it?
No, I've never like, well, like in the middle, yeah, but like it's never been like,
For which
like
one?
I
Do you wanna
see
say?
both.
Okay.
I've never like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I've had guys who didn't have big dicks who like made me come harder than anybody.
And this is, I think, the answer to this question is:
But then-
does size matter? No caveat, no asterisk.
No, but yeah,
There-
but
there-
no.
I think Jess actually
So
said it really
Jess-
well.
what,
The-
yeah.
The
You
the
have a
minimums and
minimum, yeah.
maximums. So as long as you're in that spectrum
If
area
well, my
and you know
thing-
what you're doing, fine. But
Yeah.
at the same thing, I think I will say this too, and I will say this mostly because I've seen it. I've seen if you have
I'm more
if
than-
you are thinking you're on the smaller end of the
I missed
spectrum.
a lot of this, but all I
Oh, no,
saw was
there's
and
a
morning
ton.
what is
There's
noticeable.
a ton of these.
It's a ton. It's probably because Jessica, fucking Jessica, you're doing all of this.
No,
Jess.
she hasn't even.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's an instigator though.
Maximum. That's good. Keep
Yeah,
instigating.
Jessica.
I would
is
say
an
that
instigator,
if you know that you're on the smaller end of the spectrum, learn how to fucking use it and other parts. You can be
Yeah.
you can make up for anything.
yeah. Oh God, I had a
Skills
Yeah.
are learned. Go learn them.
I had a guy once who wasn't like huge. He wasn't small, but he wasn't
Yeah.
huge. God, he could eat some pussy. Like,
Yeah.
he was crazy. I was like, oh my God, you're
Yeah.
so good at that. And even the first time, and a lot of times, let's talk about it, when you have sex or any kind of oral or like any kind of
Just,
sex.
yes.
Yes. We'll talk about that later, girl. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, like there were like you know, I mean, it was pretty average, like in the size department. But man, he made me come so hard, and I was like, dude. And I've also had guys who were like not great, like on the smaller side of dicks, and made me come super hard. But like you know, you just have to know your strength and know your weaknesses. And like it's the guys who are like average size that don't make an extra effort to like, you know, go downtown because like I'm all about going downtown. Like I will go downtown if you want me to go down. I'm down. Like I will
Everyone
not
go downtown.
ever. I'm not.
What is your downtown address? I live on 69 downtown. 69
1313 West Virginia Juice Boulevard.
69 Nice Street, downtown California.
No, but I mean like you know what I mean. But
Dani,
like,
Dani,
I'm
California.
trying to not be too crude, but I've already been really crude, so it's fine.
Well, this is the portion of this show where it's like, well, one, this show has never been nothing but uncensored. The only thing is, yeah, just fucking, if you're gonna do it, do it.
No, if you're gonna do it, do it. But that's the thing, like.
Do some guys avoid downtown?
Oh, they
Definitely.
do. They
100%.
do.
My whole thing is my
thing
thing is I have an oral fixation. I really like
Wait.
going downtown
Okay, wait.
personally. However, if you do not keep that area of the downtown
trimmed.
No, I'm talking about like just like clean. If I go down there and there's a good amount of not nice smell or taste, I'm like, I don't want to prolong my trip downtown.
No, it's true. No, it's true.
And that's 100%. And that's what I do too. Is like when I am thinking that that's gonna happen, I will make sure that my downtown area is well taken care of.
Well, you have to, you know.
That's what I'm saying, and that comes to personal hygiene. There's totally times where you don't expect it, even.
Well,
you're
there
like,
are
oh,
definitely
I'm
times
gonna
where
go.
like, I was not expecting this.
I'm gonna go with my
guys.
boys. One of the boys is like, hey, let's go to the other bar or the club or whatever, and you end up hooking up. Yeah, you can't really
Steve
necessarily
balls.
look at that. Or I've been like not at this restaurant, but I've literally had it at different restaurants where.
Yeah.
I've been picked up by some cougars, and I'm like, I was not expecting this, but we're doing it now.
Oh, I bet you're like so cougar bait.
I find that I might be.
Cougars love you because you're like young and you're good looking, but you're also very gentlemanly. So I could totally see that. Those cougars fucking dig you.
I have found that
that's like your sweet spot, I think, is those fucking cougars.
It's not something I aim for.
No, but that's your sweet. Like it doesn't matter. Like if you aim for it or not, it's where you're like you shine. You know, I shine with the musicians. I don't know why. Those fucking rock musicians love me. I don't know why.
Woo.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's probably the tits. And
I'm
the
sure.
fact that I'm wearing an Alice Cooper shirt.
Yeah,
right
I was like, I'm pretty sure no one's opposed to your tits. No,
I mean, some people
no
are.
heterosexual or boob-loving person, because that's the whole thing. Is like I said earlier, there are plenty of gay men that I know are super duper gay.
Gay guys love boobs.
Yeah.
Not all gay guys, but some
A
love boobs.
lot do. They're very opposed to vaginas usually.
Oh yeah, usually yeah.
But
yeah.
the whole
like,
boobs thing is like,
titties.
this is awesome.
Well, it's the whole thing with like girls, like. Oh wait, old school Betty Page or Cassandra Peterson? What? Old school. Oh, everybody's like
I
there's
don't know
blushing.
Cassandra Peterson.
Oh, he's gonna he has to Google this. Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's-
Go ahead, Google
there's
it,
shame in
see?
that. I've heard of Betty Page and I've seen her. Old school. Let's see.
Cassandra Peterson is Elvira.
Oh, I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I've never heard her actual name.
Yeah, that's her actual name. She's a redhead. Yes, we are.
Go with Betty Page.
Yeah, you're going with Betty Page?
I think so. Let me double
Yeah.
check. My
I don't know. Cassandra Peterson is really fucking hot. Yeah.
Yep.
Betty Page has the bangs. Yeah.
No, 100%. That's some big dick energy right there. Betty Page.
Big dick energy.
Yeah. I saw something that was
I
super
love
funny.
it.
It was a like there's so many of those memes. It's not even a meme. It's just literally a quote of a tweet, but it was like girls that rock the center part have real big dick energy. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but I know what it means. Like I don't know what it means, but I know what it means.
Wait, you don't know what it means, but you know what it means?
No, like okay, so I have friends, and it's like, and I look at them like, oh, you rock that middle part. I'm like, I get it. Some big dick energy. Same.
Or the bangs.
I'm
the
going.
bangs
I'm going
too.
Betty Page.
All right.
What are you? What about you?
What?
What do you pick one?
The two?
Yeah, that's what the
I
question
don't know.
was.
I'm a very like.
That was the question.
Well, yeah, but I'm a hello joking kind of. Wait, and no longer care for you. Wait, oh.
Who? What?
Wait, who? What? Oh, wait, go back. She no longer cares for who?
I didn't know who.
Cassandra is Elvira. Oh, wait, she no longer cares for you because you didn't know that.
That's fine.
I think that's because you didn't know that.
You
She's
should
just joking.
Ask Dani how many times I've said something, and she's like, "Why the fuck are we friends?"
Yeah, so many times. Like, why are we friends? Actually, the Cassandra Peterson thing isn't a deal breaker for me because I'm not a horror fan. But Jess, like, will fucking kinda. I love that she says LOL joking. Kinda.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get that
no,
shit.
it's definitely a thing. No, it's truth. Because, like, you know.
I'm in this world. You and I are
That's
both in this
true.
world.
Yeah, we're in this
it's not our
world.
bag.
It's not our bag. It's
I
not our
just
bag, but I fucking
showed her.
knew that
I
shit.
showed her
I
two.
knew that fucking shit.
Congratulations.
You asshole.
I showed her two. Not even horror, just slightly startling, scary trailers, and she's like, "Nope, fuck this, nope."
Literally, like we were supposed to do trailer reviews, and I was like, "No, But both trailers, I was like, "Nope, not watching this."
No, we're still
Don't even watch
talking
the
about
trailer.
him slightly.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Well, right now we're talking about him because I was like, "Nope,
This segment might take a lot longer. We'll see.
I feel like people would rather hear us talk about sex than some stupid fucking trailers and everything.
I kind of agree at this point.
Those two trailers that you showed me, nobody gives two shits about.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Guillermo
nobody.
del Toro?
I know about it. I watched them and I was like, I've never even heard of these.
That's because they came out today.
Yes, but you should at least, if you haven't heard about the movie, if it's not like a hype, like Bill and Ted 3, show me that trailer all day. All day or a day.
Matrix
Bill and Ted
4.
3. Matrix 4, all day or a day.
Antlers with Felicity.
Antlers, nope. Nobody cares about Antlers. I've never heard about that. Underwater, nope.
Underwater with...
Nobody gives a fuck about those movies. Nobody
Spider-Man.
cares. Nobody cares, Garrett.
Okay.
Nobody cares.
Let's keep talking about sex then, I guess.
Yes, everybody cares about sex.
I guess so.
Wait, Jess, what's a deal breaker? In all caps, in case you didn't know.
Deal breaker.
What's the deal breaker?
Probably
I missed it.
me not knowing what Elvira's actual name
Well,
was.
for her, but not for me. Like, she knows.
That's
why
fine.
we're friends. That's why she has me on her show. Oh, by the way, I'm on Jessica Cameron's web show called Scream Queen Stream. We do a segment called Hot Tub Movie Review. That's why she has me on that movie review. 2 reasons. Actually, 3 reasons. We'll say 3 reasons. 1, she is a horror fan. I am not. We have very opposing views. She loves that about me. Number 2 is the 2 reason 2 and 3 are 2 and 3.
Okay.
So there's 3 reasons. Opposing viewpoints and 2 and 3. Like that's what it is. The French. The French.
Boobs.
The boobs. We need to do that one. Elvira has the best of both worlds, dark and gothic, and a redhead. So, picking Betty over Elvira. Okay, so my thing is, I feel like picking Elvira or Betty Page is very kind of apples.
Well, that's kind of that's kind of a different question, to be honest.
It's the same, but
it's different.
Cassandra Peterson.
Elvira's a very different as a
me,
character.
I love me some redheads because I'm a redhead, not because I love me so much, but I just love.
Have you ever dated a redhead?
A redheaded guy?
Or a girl?
No.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying.
I made out with some redheaded girls.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But
It's like,
dated is different.
Dated
is different than randomly making out with some bitch at the
and
fucking
then
bar.
you dating one, or in like being sexually attracted to one is different.
So I do not date people who are the same as me. Dating, no. I do not date Leos. I am a Leo.
She likes rhinos.
You fucking asshole. Whether or not you believe in the zodiac, I do. Do not date other Leos. I have sex with them. The sex is amazing. Do not date them. Number 2, I consider myself...
Is that what you tell them? You're like, we can fuck, but I'm not going to date you.
Yeah, I've actually told them that.
Okay.
Number 2, I don't date actors. I'm an actor. I don't date actors. I will fuck other actors. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's terrible. It's either one or the other.
I think that's just being a person.
But I won't date them.
Let's go back to why. Start at the beginning. So you said Leos.
What?
Why don't you want to date a Leo?
Because they're narcissistic as fuck.
Is that
you can't have 2? Okay, so I feel like you can't. You can, but it's super fucking rare. You can't have 2 people who are as strong personality as Leos in the same relationship, because especially Leos, they always want to be the center of attention. You'll never be the center of attention in a Leo's eyes if you are a Leo, because they're always going to be the center of attention. Like, that's kind of what it is. So yeah, it's never worked out for me. It doesn't say it won't work out for other people. I'm sure there are exceptions to the rule.
Do you know what, because I don't really follow
the Zodiac? I know what everything is.
Okay, well, I was going to say, do you know what your ideal
Depending on the article, some articles are different.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Some
like,
articles say like no, but like I don't.
Do you have a general idea?
Is. No. I know for a fact that the sign that comes.
Because I read something that's like Geminis are good for Aries. I'm like, okay, why? And it's because they're air and they like breathe. Like,
well, that's the thing. It's like because each symbol.
But then I looked at it.
You're either
like,
Earth, fire,
my
wind, or
longest
water.
ex was a Gemini.
You're either Earth, fire, wind, or water. Generally, they try to get you something. Fire. I'm very fiery.
Same.
I'm fiery.
I had this. Have you ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No, because I'm not a fucking nerd.
Well, then that's a point in the negative column for you. Keep going. Keep going.
Not a nerd. But like
Sorry.
I'm a fire sign. And wait, we can be friends but not dating. Oh, I'm sorry, Lawrence. You're a Leo. Oh, you
like
hate
rhinos?
female Leos. He hates female Leos.
Wait,
Don't
Lawrence,
hate. Don't use the word hate.
Do you like rhinos?
No, it's not funny.
It is funny.
I was married to a redhead for 18 years. Love them. Yeah, redheads are amazing. They're amazing. However, Leos are also amazing, but not with other Leos. And Lawrence, if you are a Leo, please don't be hating other female Leos or other Leos who are female. Don't hate on them, but you can also acknowledge the fact that it doesn't generally work for you when you guys are in a relationship. But don't be hating, though, because I'm a female Leo. Don't hate me. I love you. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't be hating.
Don't be hating.
You could just not date them. We can be friends, but not dating. Okay, we can totally be friends. I'm down with that. Fire signs are the key. So fire signs, fire woman, the cult.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Aries gets you that you're a Pisces. Oh.
Shout out Jeffrey.
All right. Virgos actually have come up. Let's not hate anyone, but you can still choose
certain signs in the
to
morning.
not wake up
that.
certain signs in the morning.
What's Jess?
Jess is an Aquarius, I believe. Jess, you're an Aquarius, right? You're beginning of February, so Aquarius.
You know what's funny? I only know slight bits of certain
When the moon
signs. Yeah.
is in the seventh
Like,
house.
Aries because it's me. Scorpios because for some fucking reason I love being friends and dating Scorpios. No, not dating. Having a lot of sex with Scorpios. But never
My
dating.
ex was a Scorpio.
Leo,
10 years of Scorpio.
Leo,
Fuck that.
pretty much because my sister's a Leo, and we get along pretty well, but
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever dated one.
Dating Leos is hard, especially if you're another Leo. If you're not another Leo,
Yeah.
depending on your sign, it's not too bad. My so Jess is an Aquarius. Yeah, she's an Aquarius. They demand perfection.
Cass says I'm Scorpio. And yet I figure out my perfect sign.
Yeah, see,
that makes a lot of sense.
Well, but that's the thing. I don't think there's anything. So I believe in the zodiac, but I also don't.
Joining the chat, Cass.
Yes, Cass. I love you. I love that you're a Scorpio. Scorpio women. I love Scorpio women.
Same.
Scorpio women can get it. I'm not even gay, but they can get it.
Same.
Ex-wife was an Aquarius. Sorry, Jessica. What were well, that's the thing. Just because you got like burned by one of like the signs.
And that's
just,
what bugs me is like I know
don't
plenty
do
of
it.
other Aries that are entirely different than me.
But my thing is, it depends on where you lie in the Aries too as
and
well.
then it starts getting to such smaller sub things that it's maybe we're just all different people.
My roommate, who is also one of my very best friends, I've known for 15 fucking years, for like a long time. He's an Aries.
Okay.
I've had literally a 15-year relationship with him. Obviously I'm not in a relationship with him. He does not like the ladies, in that way.
Yeah.
But I've lived with him for 7 years, and there's ups and downs. I don't know if I could ever be in a relationship with him, even if you were straight. But there's difference. Like on How I Met Your Mother, there was this whole episode about when you're dating or when you're living with somebody who's like your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you deal with a lot more things. But whenever you're not having sex anymore, then that little thing pisses you off and you get mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's different.
No, absolutely.
So it's less about what I demand and more about the other person not demanding to be something I'm not. I'm very happy in my own life. I've got my own goals and I don't need you. Yeah, Jess is very, very strong-willed, a strong person.
That's good.
She is like fucking crazy, and she's very opinionated. And if you don't like that, don't fucking date Jess.
I feel like we could be good friends, but I wouldn't want to date her just because I don't want to pay for everything.
Fair enough.
At least until I start getting a ton of money.
And no offense to you, you are definitely not old enough or rich enough to date her.
No intention of doing
She
that.
wouldn't want to date you either. However, she might love you as a human.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which you guys have never met, and I know you've heard a lot about each other because we're all friends.
Yeah.
But like your common denominator is me. I'm the center. I'm the center of the triangle. Is little old me. That's me. Yes, me. So I make everybody like come together right now.
Nice.
Only. But yeah, I think you guys would very much get. Yes, dating wise, we're not compatible. Is your dad hot and single?
My dad is. I've been told my dad is hot, but not single.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, that's really probably not a deal breaker for her. I'm just saying.
Deal breaker for me. I'm not gonna tell you what my dad is.
I'm gonna laugh.
Stay away.
Yeah.
Actually, my mom listens to this podcast, so she might like, get the fuck away.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well.
Well.
I mean, Jeffrey. Oh no. Oh, that's funny. But no, like you're definitely not her type.
My dad's
but I think you guys.
No, my dad's birthday's in the 20s. He's on the cusp.
Wait,
what's after Leo?
Leo's Virgo. He's a Virgo.
Leo Virgo.
Yeah. What's the date?
22nd.
Oh yeah, he's on the cusp then.
Yeah.
He sounds like what you've described thus far.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit you've talked about your dad, he sounds more like a Virgo than Leo though. And it's all about like what you are. I'll adopt you. Come on, work with me. Oh, he wants to. Hi.
Things are getting weird.
Yeah. So, So it just depends on the person.
Cool.
That's awesome.
I get that.
I think we should go to a different question. That was how. What you picked? Because I picked the last one, motherfucker.
So I'm gonna pick one. I really wanna go with.
It's so sexy. I can't order. Oh, there is a lot of really serious questions on this list. I'm like, I feel like we need to like actually have you on this show if you're gonna ask these questions.
Like a lot of these needs context.
What are some fun ways to spice things up? Do that one.
Okay. Well, I mean, so let's boil it down to the whole thing.
Okay.
Is it really everyone has different preferences, and I want to say the most attractive thing about a partner is when you have the conversation of what are you into. I'm very much. I mean, clearly, I'm doing this on the internet with a ton of people watching already, or like tons of comments so far. I'm not shy about this whatsoever. I'm very sex positive talk. I'm very much about that. I think that they should be less like people are very taboo about certain things, and I don't think they should be. As far as communication goes, especially in partners.
Dude, like,
so if you're in a relationship,
communication is key.
Or even just dating or whatever, like if you are sexually active with a person, the best thing I can give you as far as advice is talk. Have these conversations with them. It could be over drinks. It could be however you want.
I feel like if you need to spice things up, you're not just friends and you're not just fucking.
I get it.
You're in a relationship.
It's probably
of some
that.
sort.
Like, let's say like a 10 plus year, and you're like, the sex is the same sex every single time.
Been there, done that.
Not yet. My longest relationship was 5 years.
Yeah, you're a baby.
Sex was awesome.
Fine.
It was never not awesome.
Well, that's the thing with like sex is rarely ever the issue with me.
But I think that's with you, and that's what I'm saying. Like someone's saying spice, and I'm thinking,
it up, and like
I'm thinking that means that one or both parties are unsatisfied in a certain way, and if you were satisfied in the beginning, then I think you either need to understand what did it for you in the beginning and what you may be into now. Maybe you want to try different things. Then I would talk to my partner about that. And I think this helps more with, because I've been in so many not open relationship as in seeing other people. Open relationship as in we talk about everything.
Talking about it, yeah. We need to talk about.
You need to understand your partner, like.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And
I think if you understand your partner, it never gets boring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we all have bad days. You know what I mean?
I don't think spice things up means this one time he didn't make me come and all the other times he has, or vice versa.
But if things are getting boring, you need to pump it up a notch and, like you said, like communicate about what you want. So many people, I want to say, I'm going to say women, but I don't necessarily mean women. I just mean from my perspective, I know a lot of my girlfriends are with, have been with guys. What are you doing?
No one to talk and no one to gag them.
No one to talk. Don't encourage that.
No,
that is not.
If they like it,
do you know that guy?
No.
I don't know that guy either.
That's fine. I like that. But what I'm saying, I love it because it's like people are into shit and they don't say it. Like, I will say that the most common thing that
read the room. I think Matt's just saying read the fucking room. Read the room.
Well, that we're trying to give you more detail than just that. You can't just be better and be better. You know what I mean? We're trying to give slight specifics. But like for instance, I think the one thing that I didn't know that I now know is a lot more girls like choking.
Oral sex? Oh.
Than I thought 5-10 years ago.
Oh, so many girls. Well, you also live in LA. Well, you've lived in LA your whole life. Never mind.
But like
girls
the thing is,
choking. Not all girls, though.
Not all girls. No, you definitely need to.
That's one of those things. Like, don't try it if she doesn't. If you don't know that she likes it. But the problem is, so many girls won't say that they want to be choked. Like, you know what I mean? They're afraid to admit that. And you know what I mean? Or they're afraid to tell a guy how they want it. And Jess, not in this particular thread, but Jess has pointed out to me, she's like, the first time you have sex with a person, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be amazing. Doesn't mean it can't be amazing later, and it doesn't mean you don't have connection. You just don't know each other's bodies yet. Like,
exactly.
It's a thing.
People are you're discovering.
You're not being too nasty, Matt. I just don't know you, and it caught me by surprise because you just kind of swooped in out of nowhere, Matt.
Do you know Lawrence?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
No, because I do. No. I just didn't know. Yeah, no, there's a ton of
Lawrence.
There's people
That's your guy.
There's people that we don't know.
Some of these are my guys. Some of these
fine.
are your guys. Jasmine Carlisle. I don't know you, but I want to know you because you're adorbs.
You're adorbs.
You're adorbs. So you should comment and be like, hey, because you're a girl. I need more girl talk on here.
Jasmine.
These are just me and a bunch
Cassie,
of dudes, Jasmine.
Come on. Get on here.
Jasmine, Jessica. Well, Jessica was fucking on it for a minute. Mm-hmm. She has a lot of shit going on. It's funny. I found that I scare guys off when I bring up my kinks. But
really?
That's the thing. No, but that's the thing, Cass. If you scare them off, well, it depends on when you're bringing up the kinks.
Hi, my name's Cass, and I like blank, blank, and blank.
You don't want to say that on the first date or the first time you have sex with them, but you want to ease into it. Some guys are more willing to work with you if you kind of ease them into it.
I agree.
But the first time you're fucking them, they're like, choke me, spank me, punch me in the face. They don't like that.
Necessarily.
I think most guys are uncomfortable with that because they don't know you as well.
I would say start with, and I don't know if you're doing it or not doing it, but definitely ask them what they're into. Like, are you into anything? Because I'm open. And then you can slowly start getting into it.
Well, and
do you? Yeah. And it's always like, do you feel comfortable doing this? And then I do totally get there's certain things where you don't want to do that. I've not delved into that world. I don't understand.
Wait, and where you're uncomfortable? Where
you're comfortably uncomfortable.
What?
People don't like being asked permission for stuff, and that's why there's safe words and stuff. It's I haven't really gone into that world where it's
you haven't talked about it ahead of time.
I need you to do stuff to me that I don't know or don't.
The thing about it is there's a way of doing things.
Yeah.
As far as the choking or the the rougher stuff, you kind of got to ease guys into it, especially if you're little like me. I'm 5'2", and I'm really bubbly and giggly, and people and it's funny because I have red hair, so I'm sassy, and guys are like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'll do nasty shit to you." And then you get them in the moment
because of the color of your hair.
But they're like, "You're a redhead, and you're sassy, and you're like this, and you're a rocker chick," and then you get them in that scenario. And they kind of back off a little bit because they're scared. Not because they're scared of you or what you like. They're scared to hurt you. especially if it comes to like choking and like tying people up and like the BDSM stuff. So like you have to be really communicative like with what you want. And like sometimes guys don't have as much experience with it either. So you have to kind of like suggest like lightly, hey, do you want to do this? Let's do this. And give them the opportunity to be like, I don't really like that.
And then
you know?
what I do, I have conversations with my partners. I'm like, so if you like that, what do you like about it?
Yeah.
That's when I learned. Like I've talked to the women. I'm just like, so what is it about choking that you like? And then they'll tell me what they feel and how they like that. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's very much different.
And it's different for everybody. I'm sure,
exactly. But Cassie brought up where she's like, she's found it a bit easier to just date in the kink world. That literally goes hand in hand with what I'm saying. Someone being in the kink world is someone that's open to talking about it. Yeah. And that's what everything we're saying right now is about right now. So like if you talk about it, then you're much more likely to be on the same page.
Oh, 100%. like
you could also discover, hey, I don't like being choked, or hey, I don't necessarily like this, but I do like that.
So my thing is, if you want it in the moment, you have to like slowly and
also don't be afraid to guide.
Yes, and that's another problem that women have. Is they're afraid to guide their partners, and like, I'm sorry, like if you're fucking me, especially if I'm on top, I'm gonna grab your hand and
put it right there.
Put it on my throat.
I think that might be the exact the first time that it happened, where it's like, oh, okay, that's what you want.
Yeah, and like,
I'll be honest, choking does nothing. For me, choking someone, that does nothing for me. But if you like it, that does something.
Yes,
for me.
Exactly. Like
you enjoying yourself.
The act of choking doesn't do anything for you, but the reaction you get from the choking.
I'm very much, and I think a lot of people are like this, where it's like your enjoyment and you showing how much you're enjoying something, is making my enjoyment go up.
Well, 100%. Like that's because I've had that same thing too. Like guy likes this, I'm like, not really something that I'm super into in general, but that gets me off. I like it. Like I had a guy one time who was like all about nipple play.
For you or for him?
No, for him.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm
not
the
exact opposite.
That literally does
one person
nothing
tried
for
it.
you.
I was like,
nope.
Don't want it.
Well, but that's the thing, and that if it's on you, it's different.
Yeah.
He was all about it on him, and there was he had a huge foot fetish. Huge foot. I don't give a shit about feet. I'm not grossed out by feet by any means, but I'm also not into feet. Like it doesn't. I don't care. But this guy would get so turned on about my feet. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, if that's what gets you off, babe, it's cool. Let's work with it.
That's what you like.
You know, you can buy me super expensive shoes and I'll look sexy in my shoes and it's great. So I still, I have really hot shoes because of that.
Do they show off your feet?
Oh,
or is it
some of them did. Some of them were just I have really tiny feet and some guys are really into small feet. I don't know. Cass, Cass, if you feel like you're more comfortable dating in the kink world, depending on your level of kink, to be honest, if you're just like me, you like a little spanking, like choking, it's a thing. Depending on how drunk I am is the more I like the choking or the spanking. There have been bruises.
Lawrence is like, nah, stay away from my nips.
Oh, Lawrence. You know you want your nips grabbed. You go to get clamps on there and just
it's much better if you know you don't.
I'm totally gonna clamp on his nips next time I see him though. It's totally true.
I think that's the thing. In 2019, it's a very different landscape.
No,
where it's
it really is.
You like something, you like something.
Everything is different, and
the only thing that is still not cool, and I don't think ever should or will be, is you liking doing harm or to others, or to do something non-consensual.
Oh, non-consensual. That's what it is. That's harm to others.
Number one thing.
I was going to say, let's not say harm.
Non-consensual harm.
Or
non-consensual anything.
Because I have a friend, I like a little bit of, aggression, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I have a friend who, I took her to a BDSM club once, and, she got tied up and spanked, which she loved, and then she got tied to the ceiling and got flogged, and that was where it kind of I was like, oh yeah, no, I like a little spanking. You can tie me up a little bit. The way they tied her up was a little too much for me personally, but everybody to each his own. But she got flogged, and the next day she loved it. I mean, she went fucking apeshit. And the next day she was wearing a tank top, and I was like, "Girl, you have not only do you have like bruises, but you have fucking marks down your arm or down your back." I was like, I can't do them too much. Sometimes the marks happen because I bruise like a peach. Like seriously, I've had people just like pinch me, and I have a giant bruise on my arm. Like that's just what it is. But like she was so bruised, and she was cut up. She was bleeding that night.
Consent is
and
key.
She loved it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, non-consensual. What? What do you mean?
Wait, where?
Non-consensual. What? My first marriage was non-consensual. Gives me the chills just thinking about it. What?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what non-consensual means, Matt. Like
they married you accidentally, or
you got married.
everything you did was not good. I don't understand that.
So, like to address Cass, like she said she's found it easier to date in the kink world. Yeah. But sometimes, like, to find your person, you have to go outside of that. But it just depends on your level.
Also, for
of kink,
a lot of people, it's not one person.
It's not one. Well, that's true.
I have friends who are polyamorous and open relationships.
Dude, that's true. And I honestly, like, I have being with someone for a really long time. I was like, dude, like, I feel like I just need variety in my life.
Absolutely.
Know?
And I'm.
Like,
here's the thing.
I like to have variety.
It's not like you can go to a doctor and they can diagnose you like this is exactly what's going on. Like that's what the more I've talked to people, the more I'm just like I don't understand. Dude. Not that I don't understand. I don't feel like I've at least met someone that makes me want to just say, this is the one person I want to be with the rest of my life. Just that one person. Yeah. I've loved fiercely, and I enjoy people. But the thing is just, it's never going to stop me from walking into, the store and be like, damn, that girl got a nice ass.
Well, yeah, but there's a difference between being like, oh, that girl has a nice ass. I appreciate that ass for an ass.
Or falling in love with another person.
Well, not even falling in love, but like even just like, I want to fuck that girl. I'm going to try to fuck that girl. Mm-hmm. I need to fuck that girl. Even though I have this girlfriend at home. Yeah. Like it's one thing. Because I was in a relationship for a really long time. And there were a lot of guys where I was like, damn, that guy's hot. But then it ends there. Like, that guy's hot, I want to fuck him.
I'm talking about, it doesn't end there. Because like, you can be an admirer of art or whatever. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, oh, that's awesome. And then walk away.
But like when it becomes obsession, like I want to fuck that person. Or like you said, another relationship on a different level. Yeah. Like it's,
and there's been times where it's like, okay, you're just an awesome person. Like I want to talk to you all the time. Yeah. And so are you.
Yeah.
Possibly you too.
Well, that's what dating's about, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like,
and so that's why I'm not saying that there's not one person.
Well,
like in all honesty, tomorrow I can meet someone and they're like, they make me feel just like this is the only person that
Do they make you feel like a natural woman?
Yeah, exactly. You make me feel.
I love the way you
say it. Natural woman.
There you go.
I told you.
We both started singing.
My mom was all about that. I've heard all these songs.
Oh my God, we both started singing at the same time. That was really funny.
If she's still listening, I don't know if she will.
Wait, your mom?
Well, that's the thing. Like
15 long years. Oh,
I think she listens to
probably keeps life fun.
Almost, if not every episode. And I don't know if she's going to listen to this one. I've never asked her once what she's comfortable with because that's not the show.
Who?
My mom. I say if you want to listen, I'm not stopping you.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But I'm not.
I was like, why are you talking to your mom?
I'm not gonna censor myself. Is what I'm saying. So
no, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes she brings shit up to me. Sometimes she doesn't. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So we were wondering about Matt's non-consensual marriage.
Did he answer that?
Yeah. He's joking. It means the marriage was consensual, but it was cringeworthy.
Oh.
It was just not fun for him.
Eventually was like, I don't want to be in this anymore.
Yeah.
Got it. I get that.
It was
Sorry,
like,
dude.
it was consensual, but you're like, I'm not really into it.
Literally a giant moth next to the camera. I was like, what the fuck
Hi,
is
moth.
that?
Hi.
You got lights in here.
We're friends now. Me and the moth are friends. But, it just depends. Like, and everything is about, like, especially, like, spicing things up. It's all about consent and communication.
Talking, and trying new things.
Communication and consent.
If you've ever been curious about something, ask if you're interested in that. If you think they might have been curious, like, hey, have you thought of something you might be into? And then just spicing that up. But to be honest, I think sex first and foremost is really kind of about just really wanting to be as intimate as you can with that person. That's why I was like, I've definitely had bad sex, and I've had sex where it's like not meh, but then it's the more that I really want that person, the better. And so whatever that is, find what you love. Usually, like we said before, it's usually couples that have been together for longer.
Yeah, that need spiced up.
Think about what attracted you in the first place.
Yeah, I don't need a lot of spice up.
And talk about that. Like, I really liked how fatherly you were to like my nieces or whatever, and I was like, ooh, that's awesome. Like, that's what I think a lot of girls have told me that, where it's like, to be honest, not necessarily looks, but if you're a good person to your family, or if you're a good person to like women, it turns them on, or whatever your actual turn-ons are. But I'm just saying,
it's a huge turn-on whenever a guy is like gentlemanly, like, you know what I mean. Like, I've dated guys who were fucking gorgeous, and I'm like, oh my god, you look amazing naked. Oh my god. But then they're giant douchebags. And then I've dated guys who I'm like, you're like, oh, you're a good looking guy, or some guys who are like, you're okay looking, but like the fat, like your personality and like makes me want you even more than that guy who looked good with his shirt off. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about like, because there's been times where like I dated guys who were fucking look like models, and I'm like, you're okay. Yeah. And then I've dated guys who were like, fairly average looking, or like, above average looking, but not look like models, who I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait to fuck this guy. Like, seriously, like, oh, I want to rip your clothes off right now. It just depends on the person, and it depends on the, the connection you have with that person.
I get that. I get that.
So it's all different. Are you looking for a
yeah, let's see.
There was a bachelor party question. Stop scrolling.
Actually,
am I too jealous of bachelor party with strippers?
Yes. So
that answer.
No. Yes, I'll say that's actually a good question.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you start answering. I'm gonna go pee.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go pee.
So a bachelor party with.
I've been drinking a lot, you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll probably go after you.
Yeah, and then I'll talk and I'll jiggle my boobs while he's gone.
And then of course feel free to jump in here. So let's narrow it down to bachelor parties, bachelor/bachelorette parties, or strippers in general. Do you feel jealous that there is a stripper there with your significant other, and why does that make you feel that way? Personally, as a dude, or not even as a dude, as me, I'm not jealous of a stripper, or I don't really get jealous. I don't really. It takes a lot to get me jealous again, and the reason is that if I'm actually in a relationship, chances are it's going to be a strong enough relationship where I trust that person a lot, to the point that I'm like, there should be nothing for me to worry about, and I understand that strippers are just supposed to be, in my head, like a fun thing to sort of look at and experience without actually being, like, I guess you could say cheating, where it's just going out and finding something that you probably haven't had or whatever. Like, it's a semi-replacement, and that's what I consider cheating. And strippers, I don't see them as that. They're first of all, they're people. I have friends who are strippers, and they do work, and people love them. That's fine. But it doesn't mean that they have to obsess about them. That's a different thing. So for me personally, yeah, I never have a problem with a stripper being there with my significant other. That's very different than if dudes are there who are trying to, I guess, hook up with them. That's a completely different story. But I'm saying, like, strippers who are hired to do a show and whatever, that's just, to me, a fun sort of time, I guess. And I guess that's me as a dude saying that. But I would never get jealous of a stripper being around my girlfriend or wife or any relationship. If you're in that relationship, I believe you should trust that person enough to know that their intentions are good, and that stripper there is just like kind of like watching porn, to be honest. And porn's just there just because it's fun. It's entertainment. It's not to be disrespected, but it is entertainment first and foremost, I think. I don't know how much, if any of that, you heard, but I really want you to give your answer now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Hear a lot of it.
And I'm gonna go.
So my thing is,
mine boiled down to strippers shouldn't replace anything, and the reason I wouldn't get jealous is because if you're in a relationship in the first place, you should trust that person. Also, it boils down to, first and foremost, they are people. I have a lot of friends who are strippers, so they need to be respected as workers, as but they are entertainers.
Well, yeah, they're entertainers, and the thing about it is like, so the thing about strippers is the thing about strippers. Why is my bra weird right now? All right, so my thing. Don't look at it. No, he's looking. He's watching me fucking adjust my bra. So the thing about it, I think it just comes down to jealousy, and if you're insecure enough in the relationship that you can't let a guy watch, because let's talk about it. So I know as a girl, I watch the stupid fucking rom-coms. Shut up, Jessica Cameron, because I know you don't feel like this. But I watch those rom-coms and I'm like, I feel like all romantic and I'm like, ooh, that's sweet. I feel like strippers or porn are the same for guys because that's what they want to feel. They want to feel like, turned on and things like that. And it doesn't matter. Like, that's not what's keeping him there. He's not touching these women. He's watching it. It's the same as porn. And if you're there, especially if you're there, like if you don't want him doing it without you, okay, I kind of get it. I don't personally get it, but okay, I will give you that. But then go with him. Like if you don't want him to go to a strip club without you, then go fucking with him. Or at least go with him. Like say there's a bachelor party that's just all guys. Like a week before the bachelor party, you go with him to a strip club and see how it is. A lot of girls have never been to a fucking strip club. A lot of these girls don't know what strip clubs are about. And like Garrett said, like that's your fucking job, dude. Like I'm an entertainer. I'm a singer. I'm an actor. I do musical theater. I've done cabaret where I was like, in my corset and fishnets and kind of all sexy, and that's fine. I've never actually stripped. Well, professionally, we'll say. But, it's a job. A lot of these girls don't give a fuck about these dudes. A lot of these girls are trying to fuck these dudes. A lot of them, but then there's the champagne rooms and all that shit. So that's different, like the champagne rooms and all that stuff. No sex in the champagne room. Yeah, it's a thing. There's no sex in the champagne rooms. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I missed it. You did it off camera. I didn't see it. Maybe you did it on camera and I just didn't see. But yeah, so like but it comes down to all right, as a guy, like, all right, so hypothetically.
Tell me your...
as a guy. So, because I'm totally...
Yeah, like, tell me about your prerogative as a guy.
As a guy. No, I'm just saying, as a guy, okay, for instance, let's, hypothetically,
yes.
You and I are a couple, and I'm very uncomfortable with you going to a strip club. We talk about it.
Yeah.
Rationally, not irrationally.
Actually have a conversation.
Don't fucking yell at me as a dude when I say I'm not comfortable with it. Don't get all fucking defensive. Also, as a girl, don't be like, what the fuck are you doing? No, you have to talk about it rationally. And once you talk, it's all about communication. And once you talk about it, and what are you expecting from this strip club? Are you going just because your guy friends are going and it's entertainment? Or are you going to try to get your dick sucked? Like, why are you going?
I think...
Some guys actually think they're going to get their dick sucked at the
strip club.
Some, depending on the strip club, I'm sure they do. But still.
What's funny? Like, the whole time, like, when was the first time I went to a strip club? My first time I ever went to a strip club.
I bet I went to the strip club before you did.
Probably? Are we talking about chronologically in our lifetimes or in the actual year?
Both.
Well, definitely one of those.
Shut up.
But either way, I haven't been to a strip club. The first time I went to a strip club was literally for my friend's bachelor party, which is probably about 3-4 years ago.
That's the first time you ever went to a strip club?
Yeah, and I'm 29.
Oh my God, I went to strip clubs when I was like 18.
But you want to know why? It's because, like, in my head, I'm like, what's the point of a strip club? I'm going to pay someone to just be live porn in front of me? Like that's what I was like. I was like, that's the thing. Like,
Well, you put it in your spank bank.
yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Is like they can't touch you, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay.
Can't touch us.
So I was like, there's no point in me going to a strip club because there's no reason that I want to pay someone to just dance in front of me and not touch me and not do anything like that. Then I went to a strip club. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I think it's fun. Like, I'm not attracted to girls. Well, okay. So I always say that I'm a lesbian from the waist up. I love girls. I love boobs. I love making out with girls. But like, vagina does nothing for me. Like, I don't. I've said it on several occasions. I wish I was lesbian. I wish I liked vagina more than I do because there's so many women who I'm like, oh my god, you're so attractive. Like you're perfect for me. Why don't I like your vagina in that way?
I kind of get it,
but
I actually, you know what? I've never had this conversation with any of my lesbian friends, but I'm like, I want to know what it is that they like about vagina. Because obviously, for dudes, you can put your dick in there. It's great.
Is that the only thing you like?
No.
You can put your dick in there.
No, I'm not saying
your dick in a lot of places.
I know that, but that's what I'm saying.
Have you seen American Pie? Have you?
I have seen it. I will say this, that American Pie and like 90s
Rob,
teen comedies were like my shit for the longest time. 90s to early 2000s.
Rob,
I loved them.
please don't bring up Masthead. Please don't bring up Masthead.
I don't know what that means, but also
Masthead is a movie that I did many, many moons ago.
Nice. American Pie 2 was probably my favorite movie for the longest time.
Which one? Oh, that was the one that.
That's the one where they
cabin.
go. Yeah.
Got it.
The cabin.
Oh, when he finally fucks Stifler's mom.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's why I was
Spoiler
like,
alert.
this was like, oh, I love cougars. Oh, I like
love
cougars.
You totally love cougars.
Yes, because I was like, yeah. you go shit brick.
Oh, I love that you love cougars.
I do.
You love cougars. That's the thing. Oh, he's fucked every one of his friends' moms.
Not all of them.
Everyone. You guys.
Not all of them.
All of them. He's lying right now. It's all of them. True story. He's fucked all of his moms or friends' moms.
Can we move on? What are we talking about?
Stacey's mom has got it going on. Are we even allowed to sing these songs?
No, we can sing them. As
long
as we don't play them. Like
I don't know. I'm pretty on point with my vocals.
Absolutely. Shit, I don't even know what we were talking about.
We were talking about strip clubs.
Strip clubs.
And we're talking about Stacey's mom.
Yeah, so like once I figured out what a strip club was, I was like, okay,
Stacey's mom,
I'm into this.
Still
don't like paying money for it, just because it's like, whatever.
You don't like paying for sex, or you don't like paying for like to watch girls take their clothes off? Because those are different things. I love to watch girls take their clothes off.
I love it, but I don't like paying for it.
That's dumb. You don't like paying for a concert?
I do. I am
You
not.
don't want to pay for a fucking show?
No,
like,
listen to this.
Pay for a goddamn show.
That's the thing is, I will go to a concert willingly. Most of the time, it's like I don't feel like I want to go. So that's the choice. I don't go expecting to get something for free. I just don't go. Does that make sense?
But why wouldn't you?
If
I
I
go to dance for you?
Because it doesn't.
I'm sorry.
do anything to me.
Jumbo's Clown Room is my favorite place in the world, and I've spent stupid amounts of money in that fucking place. Like last time I went to Jumbo's, I think I walked out of there spending $300, and I was like, "How did I just spend $300 in goddamn Jumbo's?" It was insane. I was like,
He's like, when I was 21, I had a 41-year-old girlfriend.
Good for you, dude.
I think I started young, not cougar status, but like when I was.
Free. Come to New York and go see the Misfits with us in October. Number one, the Misfits. Really? I'm not going to New York to see goddamn Misfits. I'm not.
I want to say when I was about 17 or 18, I was sexually active with someone 7 years older than me.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That actually didn't begin, but it was like in the early years, that's what it was. It was like, okay.
So is that the biggest gap you've had with somebody like you?
Sexually active? Well, I didn't ask the lady's name or the lady's age.
The old lady's name. She was my friend's grandma.
Let's see. Definitely more than 10.
Oh, okay. That's nothing.
I didn't ask. Honey. I didn't ask. She had kids. I was
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. I would wager.
She had kids.
That doesn't mean anything now, but I meant like
People where I'm from have kids when they're 14. Fuck you.
I know. No, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean anything now. I have friends who are my age that are on fucking their 4th child. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Dude.
I would say 20 years, if I had to guess, is the gap that. The biggest
Okay.
gap.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
Which is interesting, like for guys versus like girls, I think, because that's the old going back to Jess, where she's like likes older dudes.
She
That's
loves
not
older
weird.
dudes.
That's not weird or uncommon. I think for
No, it's not. And well,
guys, it's
especially
less common.
Well, especially because Jess is old school in the respect of like, not like she's a crazy dichotomy because Jess is very like empowered and she's all about women's empowerment, but she's also wants to be treated like a queen and like a princess, and she wants to have a guy who is stable so she doesn't have to fucking worry about him because she's dated so many fucking losers that she had to like pay for.
And that makes
also,
a lot
and that's
of sense.
another end of it.
Well, I've
is,
aimed
like,
to never be that guy.
Yeah,
and so,
don't be that guy.
But I know a lot of guys who are those guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, are you
It's
serious?
LA. Anybody hot is just expecting to be taken care of. Whether you're a girl or a guy and you're under a certain age, you just expect to be taken care of.
I was gonna say, if I get hotter, does that automatically make it so that I need to be taken care of?
No. I'm just saying, like people in general, like in LA, like of a certain hotness.
Yeah.
You know, like there are definite exceptions to the rule.
Uh-huh.
But like under a certain age, and I'm sorry, you're over that age, and so am I. Like, I'm sorry,
Okay.
under the age of 25, like, and you're fucking hot, like, you want to be taken care of. You just do.
Fair enough.
We're both over that age right now. Just saying. Even though some of us look it and some of us don't. It's fine.
Right.
Actually, neither of us look our age, so it's great. We're adorbs.
Yeah.
We're fucking adorbs.
So
We
welcome to Humpcast.
Welcome
with
to Humpcast,
these
and we're
two
motherfucking adorbs.
21-year-old.
The guy needs to be stable. Like, honestly, like, you know, most
think-
girls
I
of
think-
a certain age.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, when I was in my early 20s, I didn't give a fuck if a guy was stable. If he was hot and he could use his dick really good, I didn't care.
Yeah, but are you talking about in a relationship or just in general?
In general, like,
And that's
I
what I'm
dated
saying.
some fucking losers, some motherfucking losers. My dad would tell me, little girl, he called me little girl, your man picker is broken.
Your man.
Yeah, because, like, he told me, he's like, because there's a thing in your brain that picks your men.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the man picker, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like, little girl, yours is broken.
Yeah.
It was broken. It was really very much broken.
Oh.
And now it was. And then I got older and it got better and I fixed it. But still, you have to, it's all about recognizing somebody who's not right for you
Yeah.
either. And as far as relationships go, like if
Well-
you're just trying to fuck somebody, fuck them.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Fuck everything. Just wear a condom.
Obviously, like be safe and be responsible
Have
about
condoms.
it.
I'm not saying it's your responsibility, but if you're smart,
Be
you have
consensual.
condoms.
Be consensual, be responsible. Don't spread disease. Don't get anybody pregnant. If you do,
Yes.
take care of it. Figure it out. But
Be responsible. Talk with partners.
responsible. Talk with things about like consent and like, you know, especially like the BDSM stuff or like the choking or the spanking or whatever, you know. But like you want to be responsible about that stuff.
Yeah.
However, you know, there are relationships and then there are just, you know, casual sex partners.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It really is.
It is.
And you have to know that, you know.
I agree.
And you have to know what you want too. You have to know what you want. You have to you have to be honest with people and lay down your rules.
Pressure, I feel like, on a lot of people. You should definitely try and figure out what you want as well as you can, but don't be like, don't. I'm talking about like for people early on, not us. Like,
Well, I mean,
if you're 19 years old, you don't need to necessarily know everything you fucking want. But if you're, you know, you've been out there for a while, you should have figured something out by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, that's cute. You think you look 35?
Congratulations.
Yay, Rob, you look 35.
I currently think that this is actually a good place for us to finish off on for this episode.
Yeah.
I think that
so too.
if you enjoyed this, what we thought was going to be a segment, but clearly turned out to be a lot longer. If you like this format,
I knew it wasn't going to be a segment.
I know, but
We talked about sex
have
a
a
lot, you
backup.
guys.
We
I
did.
feel like people want to hear us talking about sex.
I agree, and this was like an experiment. Maybe we'll definitely be doing a little bit more of this.
I love being experimental.
If you like this,
I think Jess fell asleep.
If you like this, go ahead and keep commenting, keep liking, keep sharing. Sharing is important.
Share the shit and see if people like it. If people like it, we'll do more of the shit, and if they don't, then we'll do it anyway and say fuck them.
Agreed.
No, it's a thing. But yeah, I like it.
Just like sex, you can communicate with us whenever you want. You can follow Dani at...
On Facebook, I'm Dani Inks. On Instagram and Twitter, I'm Danielle Inks 13.
Thank you, Danielle.
Yeah, Danielle. Mm-hmm. That's my fucking name.
You can follow us...
Call me Dani, bitch.
As a whole at Humpcast everywhere. And me personally at Garrett_AM Lee at Twitter and Instagram. And... Did I do something new? I feel like I did something new.
Did you? Oh, Jess didn't fall asleep, but you lost me a bit when you mentioned rom-coms. You fucking asshole. Fuck you.
If you like Jessica Cameron, maybe she might show up sooner or later.
Jessica Cameron, if you like Jessica Cameron, please repost this and tag her in it and say, bitch, you need to be on the show talking about sex.
In quotation marks.
And relationships and things like that.
Rob,
Jess is not going to come to Pittsburgh. Unless you're paying her, don't try to get her to come to Pittsburgh. She won't.
Should talk horror instead. I don't know.
No. Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Jeffrey, go check out the trailer for Antlers and Underwater that just dropped.
Okay, so the thing about it is that he and Ryan, when Ryan's here, his normal co-host, talk about horror. They talk about fucking video games. They talk about goddamn like comic books. That's what they talk about. When they get the girl on with the tits, they talk about sex. That's smart business.
The one girl with the one tits.
One girl. Well, I have two tits. There's two of those.
Two tits.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not like that weird girl from that movie with...
What?
The 80s movie. Oh, she had three tits. I'm sorry.
That was...
with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She had three boobs, right?
I hate it because I know it and I have a brain fart.
Yeah,
Total Recall.
Total Recall. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not like her, only opposite. Mm-hmm. If you want indie stuff, then watch Scream Queen Stream. Scream Queen Stream is all indie shit all the time.
Say that 12 times fast.
Scream Queen Stream. Trust me, it's really hard to say. Scream Queen Stream is all about the horror stuff. And it's me and Jessica Cameron talking about horror shit. Or sometimes just thank you. Total Recall. Sometimes it's just Jessica talking to other horror icons about horror, and sometimes it's just Jess and I in a hot tub reviewing horror movies. Either way, she makes me watch. What?
I like hot tubs.
Yeah. If you don't like hot tubs, like you're weird.
Yeah.
Everybody likes hot tubs. You should. Perhaps she will show up. You definitely, Jess. You need to show up to.
I like
be on this fucking show. You should. Oh, we'll have Garrett on Scream Queen Stream, and he will be our guest. Generally, people don't like it when there's a guy in the hot tub, though.
What? That's weird.
That's weird.
Appreciate diversity, everyone. All right.
Appreciate diversity.
On that note, I want to thank you all for listening, watching everything. I appreciate you so much. Like, share, comment, etc. We will see you next week, and hopefully we'll be doing some cool new shit. Me, Dani. Ryan should be back at some point.
Fucking guys. Ryan's not coming back. I'm just replacing him.
She can see that my hand's right here. She just doesn't want to slap it.
Oh, I didn't think you were high-fiving. I thought you were just gesturing.
What is this?
I don't know. All right, high five. That was a good high five.
Cool. We will see you next time.
Bye, guys. Love you.
10, 9, 8, 7,